Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of Let's Set the Tone. And I got to tell you, it has been a long time to get to today, I feel like. And we'll talk about that in a moment or two with my guest. But this week has been a long week for me personally. I have been fighting a cold. So bear with me. I already have my tissue over here with you. Well, it's toilet paper because apparently I'm out of Kleenex. So I'm doing the old school method of tissue in case I have to blow my nose. But it's been a long week. I had, gosh, 2 days off of work sick. I don't usually take sick days and I never take 2 days off in a row. But we traveled last weekend to Ohio, Cincinnati area to hang out with Draston. Me and Britt did, and met up with Jehovah, Mike from Seven Dungeons, and everybody's family, and had a great time. Saw what went through seven haunted houses last weekend, but apparently out in all this public and all these group settings, someone got me sick. So here I am, kind of at the ends of that, at least, thankfully, because it's been at least it's been a long week. A lot of snot, a lot of coughing, but a lot of bullshit. I've slept more in 2 days than I probably sleep ever. I'm not a good sleeper anyways, but I slept like crazy those 2 days. I mean, I'm talking probably a good 6 hours in the middle of the day each day. So I was eating a lot of soup, all the usuals, but I'm finally here. I feel much better. If you didn't catch last night's World Makers Consortium over on Rad Toys Galaxy, it was a gnarly damn stream. We kicked off the Timbo's shootout at the Southshore Mall. I'll talk more about that probably at the end of the stream here. But it was a good time. Make sure to check that out as well too. So, but without any further ado, I should probably get to get to the guest. He is, of course, the actual true highlight today for sure. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring him on. Let's see, is he there? There he is, the one and
Hey,
only, the one and only Mike. So now you're Bonfire Mike, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. But you were formerly, was it
Mike
Bearded
the
Mike,
Bearded.
Mike the Bearded?
Mike the
Okay,
Bearded. Mystic
but
Mike.
that was gonna say, if you're old school like I am, you first knew Mike as Mystic Mike on the old Mixer days, and I'm
Mixer,
looking
yeah.
forward to talking to that too. But do you have any more AKAs that you'd like to share as well too?
I think that was it. I when I originally started, I was in I mean, it's to be my origin stories. I don't know if that's gonna come up later, but like when I first started, I think my Xbox name was like TLP underscore Mystic Mike because that was like our clan name for like the World of Tanks.
Oh
So when I
shit!
started, that's what it was, and I went with that because I thought like I don't know. But yeah, that's it. It was TLP Mystic Mike, then Mystic Mike Live, and then I think just Mike the Bearded, and then now
Dang,
Bonfire Brew.
damn. So always evolving like a Pokemon, basically.
You have to, right?
I guess so. I know, and I'm really stubborn about it because I got friends that do different logo changes or rebrandings and refreshings, and I'm really stubborn about it because in my head it's ingrained that the more you change your branding, the less impactful it is because people get confused, all that stuff. So there's always things I'm thinking in the back of my head, but I'm very apprehensive. I know I need to do some logo updates at the very least, but I don't know. I'm definitely gun shy on it. So kudos to you for being brave enough to do it because I am not that brave. But I feel like every time that you evolved, and I'm more of a Digimon guy than a Pokemon guy, so I'm gonna say Digivolved. Every time you Digivolve, I feel like you kind of also upgrade yourself too. So I mean, it just kind of it just
Try.
kind of works, right? Right. So, but I got to start with this, dude. So and I don't know if I just missed it because I've been terrible the last like 6 months or so with social media content, paying attention to things. I mean, I'm dragging my ass on everything these days, but you shaved your fucking beard off. And now can we talk about that for a minute? Because dude, you were like when it came, I mean, first of all, it was in your name.
Yeah.
Lastly, as long as I've known you, you've been bearded, but also like it was kind of like your thing. Like it was
Nine
perfectly
years.
sculpted. Yeah, perfectly sculpted. I mean, we're talking like I had another good friend just shave his beard this week too, and I about slapped the taste out of his mouth. But uh, when you first sent that picture, I've seen pictures of you in the past before from like military and things like that. So I recognize you without the beard. But what happened there? What's because you said you're done. You're done with the beard then. So what's up?
Yeah. I just there was a lot going on in my life at the time. just like in the personal life, family, kids. And I don't know. It's hard to talk about really, but just I felt like when COVID hit, I was already in kind of not a downward spiral, but I was already in kind of a low spot at the time.
Yeah.
And then when COVID hit, it just kind of like it multiplied it, because obviously like I lost all those resources that I would have had, like your battle buddies. I lost all that.
Oh,
And so then I kind of went into a big spiral. And then I know this year I started reading more. I started writing again. I started getting more into like things I was more passionate about in the past.
Yeah.
And so then I just fell and I started looking at myself, and I didn't like what I was seeing, because all I could see was the last 5-6 years. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I need a change. Okay. And so then I got up one day. It was like Sunday morning. I think it was like 6 a.m. or something. And I like just went into the bathroom. My wife like went and was doing whatever she was doing. And I was like sitting looking in the mirror, and I was like, yeah, no. Can I swear?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I probably already have.
Hell yeah.
I probably already have been swearing anyway.
Yeah, drop them.
But I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I grabbed my razor, and I was just like, just went to town, got out I had like a 50 pack from Costco of like the old like Gillette Mach 3s, pulled it out, put it in. I'm like, yep, they look sharp. Got the shaving cream, went to town. I'm like, done. Went out, scared the hell out of my kids, because they've never seen me without a beard, like except for my son. He'd be the only one, but the little girls were just like, 2 of them went and ran crying, hiding under their bed.
So it's like what you see on the internet. So you did that, and that happened.
And I was like, why didn't I record this? My wife's like, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. I was like, that wasn't my thought. My thought was, I'm done. Like, this is not who I am anymore. Started running, started watching what I'm eating. I just kind of,
man, okay. So
something clicked, and I was like, I need not a new, but like, what did I say to my mom? Like, I feel like the old me is back, but with the knowledge that I've learned along the way. So it's like a 2.0, I guess, almost.
Wow. So I didn't expect it to get existential like that, for one. And two, what really surprises me, I think, about that is you definitely, and maybe I'm crazy on this, but you definitely, when you're talking about depression and spiral and all this stuff, like you definitely didn't wear it on your sleeve at all. Like I would have never guessed.
No,
You're always so like, and now that I think about it, does make sense, right? Because that's how a lot of times that works, right? People, hold that in, and they kind of create like a different armor for themselves in that sense. But you just never showed that. So like for you to say that to me, that's kind of shocks me a little bit, I guess. So wow. I mean, good for you for kind of grabbing the reins and being able to steer things different. I mean, that's huge, right? So
yeah. Well, sometimes it takes something life shattering to make you go, okay, what's the issue? And then I always knew, not that I was the issue, but that the choices I was making were the issue, I guess, is more so.
Dang. Okay. Well, I mean, good for you for, kind of taking, that turn. Like I said, I don't know, man. That's, I mean, you're one of the nicest guys I've ever met. And it feels like, as long as I've known you, I think, matter of fact, that's one of the things that drew me to you. And we'll talk about that too, is like, catching you on Mixer back in the day. And it might've been Prime. I feel like, is always the one that kind of angled me towards your streams.
Love Prime. He's a good guy.
Yeah. He's a piece of shit, but he's a good guy.
Exactly what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
All good guys are a piece of shit.
I know. Right. But, I guess, thinking back for some of the stuff cause he's also, a vet, so I've seen, we work really close. We've been friends for years. I've seen a lot of ups and downs with him too. And sometimes he would have to, hold it in. So, now that you kind of say some of that stuff, it kind of makes sense. But, I just know that on the surface, when I saw the beard gone, I was like, what? This guy is, where'd he go? But no, again, I'm glad to hear that it sounds like you've taken a turn. That's cool. You're doing writing and getting the things that you like. You ever gotten into painting or anything like that? Or you ever done painting minis? You ever done any kind of artistic stuff like that outside, like writing or anything like that?
Mostly drawing and coloring, which I've started doing again with my daughter, because my daughter, my oldest, Arya, like she has speech apraxia, so she really didn't have her full vocabulary that she has now, which I miss those days, but I don't. But like she only really started talking really well in the last like 2 years. So, but she loved to color and draw. So that's one thing that I've kind of over the last few months I've started doing with her again. Like before she would go to school, we'd sit down and we'd, do our thing and color in her coloring book and then like do her words. And then I would draw something, she'd color it in. So I've kind of like got into doing that again as well, which is kind of fun. But miniatures, not so much. I think when I was little, my dad used to do the cars and we'd build them, put them together and then paint them.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just trying to mute my
You're fine.
My hearing aids there. I'm getting feedback. There we go.
Two things about the coloring. First of all, I like to do that once in a while still too as an adult. I find it very therapeutic. That's why I like to paint. And that's kind of why I brought that up with you too. But also too about coloring, I know that it's hard for me to color with other people because my expectation is when I see something and if somebody can't do it to how I want it to look, like I used to color like as a kid, my aunt would, your aunt's babysitting, you're coloring, and she'd do like a Ninja Turtle in different colors. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like that trips me out. Always drive me nuts. But or color outside the lines. But no, that's good therapeutic stuff to do. Like I said, I got a couple around here too. As a matter of fact, I got an X-Men coloring book I've had since 1988 that I still will once in a while pick up and color, and it's wild. Like I still have that fucking thing that long. But but anyways, the reason I brought up the painting and stuff like that because with everything that you've been talking about, going on, like, I know you found some stuff that, kind of eases you, but I'm telling you, I feel like painting's probably the most therapeutic thing I've ever done in my life. I like writing, reading, drawing, all the same stuff too, but, I know you're also big into like, D&D at some point and things and that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm telling you, like, if you're ever looking for something extra to get into that's therapeutic, even just painting minis, man, and sitting there for hours. And I know you're probably, I know you're elevated right now on some level. A scale of 1 to 10 on your elevation of high, where are you at? Would you think a scale of 1 to 10 right now? Where are you sitting? Give me a number.
I'm pretty good actually. It's yeah. I mean, I'm pretty much in a constant. I mean, I'm prescribed like 5 grams a day, so I'm pretty much just. So you're good. I got my baseline going.
Good. Okay. Because the reason, like, there's nothing better than being stoned out of my head and like painting for hours. It's like time vamp for me. Like 3 or 4 hours ago, and I'll be like, holy shit, like where am I at? Right. So
that's what I'm like with coloring with the girls now. Like I just sit down and legit like because we bought a book. Well, we bought like all 3 of them have the exact same book. So then I got my wife. I was like, you need to buy me one too now, because that way we can all color the same photo. But then it's not that way. They're not like, even though every time I rip mine out, I sign it and then right away one of them grabs it and they're like, oh, you forgot this part. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, take a picture first.
That's funny. That's cute though. No,
but I've got to the point where I color it odd anyway, because I'm like, I know they're gonna mess it up anyway. So then I'll go in. Like yesterday, I did like a pink elephant with like polka dots and stuff, because I'm like, whatever, like. Have fun with it.
I couldn't color with you. That's what you're just telling me right now.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'd freak out over it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, hey, so so one thing that we do want to do here, this is kind of like a kind of a special moment. So if everybody doesn't know, like, first of all, again, I've known Mike for I think at least 8 years. I know I started streaming in 2018, sir. So maybe it's almost 8, 7.
About the same for me. I started 20. I got out of the military 2016. Worked for a year. Got out. So I started about 2017. No, about the same time, I think, about you. April of 2018, I think. Or 2017, 2018. One of them.
It was June or July of 2018 for me when I started game streaming on Mixer, actually. So, okay. So, but what we found out right away is that, I'm a pretty big, if you guys don't know, I'm even wearing my sushi shirt right now. Sushi is my favorite food by far. It is absolutely my it's a comfort food. Matter of fact, when I go out and get sushi or buy it, or even really when I eat it, I call it therapy, because it's just like a painting. It's very therapeutic for me to eat. It's very comforting. But I also found out right away that you were also a big sushi guy. So we always talk about, because between anybody else, you're the only other person I know personally that probably loves it the same amount as I do. Could eat it all day. So I know we both got some sushi here, so we're gonna eat some sushi a little bit while we talk to. It's gonna be a little tricky, I think, but
it could be,
it could be a little tricky for sure. But what is it about sushi that you love the most? Is there anything particular?
And for me, what's odd is like, so I grew up on the East Coast, like on the ocean. My dad's family, like lobster fisherman. Like I grew up seafood. Never had sushi until I moved to the prairies.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it all started like I think it was after tour. I got put to like basically like an easy company where it was like just this relaxed kind of like reset. And every lunch hour we would drive into town. And one day one of our buddies from the Philippines, Galicia, he's like, "Yo, why don't we try some sushi?" And a few of us are like kind of hesitant, like we're like, "Oh, okay, well, seafood in the prairies. I don't know about that." But so we went, and this place was like the best, like all you could eat, man. Like I think it was like at the time like
Man.
$5. Sit down and just we went to town, and I was like, this is what I've been missing. Like it's like the perfect like texture,
Yeah.
the combo. Like I love my sashimi, like I love my raw salmon. Like just give me that with a little bit of soy sauce and a little bit of wasabi mixed in, man. Oh,
Yeah.
like it's just, and it's like you said, it's such a comfort food. And I don't know if I associate it to those times where it's like we would like there'd be like, man, there 6 or 7 of us, and like at the time, like I think I was like 250. Galicia was like 280, just like so dry. And everyone was like big boys. So we'd go there, we'd take up a huge table, and it would just be a big just buffet of like everything, man. People reaching around. I don't know if it's just
Gnarly.
that's what I associate it to now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But even my wife loves it. My son loves it. The girls love it. Well, the 2-year-old's kind of hesitant at the moment, but it's more the seaweed she's not a fan of, which it's a texture thing. Makes sense.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. So you guys, so it was a buffet that you could literally just go in and do that like that?
Oh, you go in, they have a big menu, like a dry erase menu, and you just go on, you say, okay, I want 4 of these, 5 of these,
nice,
6 of these. And it had everything, whatever they had a menu where you could just sit and eat, but honestly, you're paying like $10 for like 6, like for a roll, and then maybe another $15 for a couple cones. Whereas you sit down and it was like, I want to say it was like under $10, and it was just like, you just kept ordering. And then whatever you didn't eat, you would have to pay for.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But we never left anything. like, come on.
Why would you?
Right.
Do you have so you mentioned salmon? Do you have a specific roll that you really go towards? Do you have a favorite roll?
I like it's like a dragon roll.
Okay, I almost got a dragon roll today, actually.
Oh, I almost did too, but I was like, I just got like a little spicy platter, like nothing crazy on it, like spicy salmon, spicy tuna.
Yeah, I went with a rainbow roll, so I've got the spicy tuna, the spicy salmon, and the avocado, and the fish eggs, or whatever their technical term is. It's one of my favorites, and it's got spicy mayo on it as well too. It's not my favorite roll, but it's definitely at this place. It's one of my favorite rolls. But for me, honestly, it's the fish. Like I tell everybody, I love the fish flavor. The thing that most people hate about seafood and fish, which is the fishy flavor, that's what I love about it. Because I tell everybody I like to eat my fish like Gollum, right? I want it as raw as possible. But this place we found is pretty awesome. It's small, it's fast, it's compact. It's not my favorite place in the area to eat at. As far as sushi, I got my favorite spot, and my favorite roll is there. But we've been exploring some other places in the area that does kind of have a buffet set up. And then when I go see Draston, there's a place called Tokyo Grill that's all you can eat hibachi and sushi. Now they pre-make all the sushi rolls, so you just grab piece by piece off the thing. But for the $25 you pay, I mean, it's insane how we take up on it, right? But,
that's what it's like. The place we go to now, it's like they only do it on Fridays now, and I think it's about that. It's like $20 for an adult, but it's the same thing. Like they give you a dry erase menu, you do your thing, and you leave. But now they let you take whatever you pay for when you're done, whatever you finish. So we usually try to do like a big order at the end, a big-ish order, and then just kind of like eat a couple pieces and be like, oh, we're done. I'll get the takeaway. Lunch tomorrow.
Right. Wasabi is definitely something that's one of my favorite things about it. I usually I do a soy and wasabi mix, and it's a lot of wasabi. I always say I want the wasabi to punch me so hard in the face that it feels like I'm being hit through the multiverse. So when you eyes water and everything, that's what I'm trying to get. But I'm gonna kind of ease up on it today because I'm gonna also try to have a conversation. But do you before we do a bite here? Do you use their wooden chopsticks, or do you have your own?
I just got the wooden ones they gave me today. Yeah, okay. I do have some upstairs, but I don't know where they are at the moment.
Probably did. That's fair. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well, hey, here's a piece. Cheers. Glad we're able to do this, and we'll jump into some questions.
Let's do it. Oh man, I've been a Looking forward to this all day, all night.
Me too. Me too. Matter of fact, I think it's good to have a second one with a ton of wasabi after all. We're going to see if I can get myself in the multiverse, everybody. If you guys see me go through the wall back here, you know why.
Oh, it's good.
Mm-hmm. I know sushi's not everybody's thing typically, but again, it is. I'd eat it all day. This is probably
Well, they're wrong. Their opinion doesn't matter.
Right, exactly. Probably the second or third time I've had it this week, honestly. Even being sick. So, but just want to comment. Big fan of spicy tuna, eel, and shrimp tempura. That's good stuff there.
Oh, shrimp tempura is the best.
Yep.
What's going on, Pirate?
That's good stuff, brother. Appreciate it. Saw Fox out here, comrade. Just want to say hi to the chat. Appreciate y'all coming in as always. Grown ass men toys out there showing up as always. Appreciate you. Much love to every single one of you guys. So, as well, I saw Web out here, Webhead. Thanks guys for popping in here. So, all right. Well, I want to know something really simple to kind of start out with here. So, what was a young Mike like? Were you a gamer, collector? Like, what did that look like for you?
I definitely gamed a lot. I was definitely more into sports growing up. Like I played baseball, hockey. I played more baseball. Baseball seemed to be the sport that I gravitated to, that I actually had skill in.
Okay.
But I did the first. I mean, I played like on the Commodore 64 and stuff like that. We always had like some kind of gaming system at home. My dad gamed, and I remember playing like Mario Brothers with him. Like we take turns doing the levels.
Did you just say Mario?
Yeah, I sure did.
I'm just checking. That's usually controversial. I think I say it ironically, but okay.
Well, I'm Canadian. That's my accent.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's probably
that's my excuse.
So baseball. So what spot you play?
Pitcher or third base.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I think when I played for the city team, they put me in the outfield because one year I played and I wasn't even supposed to be at the game, but our first two pitchers got booted out. So then they were like, "Hey, you need to come in." Blah 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 blah. And I was like, "I got homework to do. I don't want to. I need a fucking break." But then they're like, "No, you got to get here." So then I went in, I pitched like 2 innings, and then I got a line drive right to the face. And I woke up in the hospital with like stitch markings in the side of my face. Like I was out. And ever since then, I became really ball shy, I guess. And I just kind of like went downhill after that. And then they tried me in the field. And even then, I don't know. I don't know what it was. It's just, I kind of just lost. I know what it was. I was afraid of the ball, I guess.
Yeah, at that point, I mean,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So, wow. So you got hit so hard, didn't even realize it.
Oh, yeah.
Up in the hospital, like, what the hell just happened kind of thing.
Yeah. We win. It's the only game our team lost the whole season.
Damn. And you were like a martyr for it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like I shouldn't have fucking been there. Just let me do my homework. Right. Take the L without me. Come on, guys.
Right. Right.
But then
7.
When I really got into gaming, it was I got the PlayStation 1, Final Fantasy 7, and I just
that checks out.
That game just like skyrocketed my love of like RPGs, and I just went down a rabbit hole after that. And then I played like sports games, NHL 2001, I think. Well, NHL 94 and stuff, obviously on the Sega was 100% played.
We all know, yeah, Sega and NHL. Honestly, if you didn't say that you were an NHL game player of any form and as Canadian, you'd probably be in trouble. So
yeah, I'd have to turn in my card. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
But at least you're a big Red Wings fan. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of them losing to the Canadians the other night. It was awesome.
I saw that.
I was like, man, why couldn't the podcast be today? I could wear my Habs jersey.
Right. Been perfect.
Eat sushi and wear my Habs. Yeah, no, I've been pretty much gaming ever since, and then
okay.
Yeah.
You so did you start out? What system did you start out with again?
Well, originally probably like the Atari or the Commodore 64. But console wise, well, I mean Nintendo, and then we had a Sega. We pretty much had every system growing up because we had a neighbor next door who worked for IBM at the time. And whenever he would get a new system, he would just give us his old system. And so like, we just always had something in the house to game with.
That's
the first one I personally bought though would probably be the PlayStation 1.
Okay. That might have been the first system I actually bought with my own money too.
Yeah.
It was either that or Super Nintendo. I'm trying to remember, but okay.
That's what I'm trying to think. I can't remember if it was a Super Nintendo either or that one.
I traded in my 64 for Final Fantasy 7 and PlayStation though.
Best decision ever.
I hate the 64. Most overrated, dumb system of all time. There's some great games on it, and I definitely recognize that, and even I appreciate some of those. But
GoldenEye.
but try to play it now on a controller unless it's been updated with 2 sticks. It's impossible to play. But
Yeah.
that fucking controller, I remember as a kid being like, "This is neat," and then after about 6 months of playing on that, I'm like, "This is stupid."
Yeah. I never understood that.
Trying to play Turok on that fucking thing. You ever play Turok on that? Oh, dude, the C buttons would do like some of the movement too. It was awful. It was just ill thought of. But anyways, so you're gaming big like that. So you got into, you were into Final Fantasy. Was Final Fantasy 7 the first Final Fantasy you said, or first?
Yeah, that was the very first one I ever played. Because when we got the system, the games we got was Final Fantasy 7 and an NHL game.
Okay,
and that was it. And then Legend of Dragoon, which honestly, I don't care what anyone says, man. I really wish that series would continue because that's probably one of my all-time favorite JRPGs. Like Legend of Dragoon is just.
I think most people in the RPG space would agree with that. I think if anything, everybody agrees it needs like a full-on either like HD like remake or it deserves something more, updated. But someday maybe. Did you have any? So you played sports, you played games. Did you have any like other hobbies? You said you built like models with your dad. Was that something that grew at all, or just any other hobbies like that?
No, man, what did I? Really, just sports, gaming, and writing. Really was my biggest thing, and reading. Obviously, I feel like reading and writing go hand in hand usually.
What were you reading?
I read a lot of a lot of fantasy stuff. Obviously, right now, like I keep reading the same series over and over. The Rift War cycle by God, I'm drawing such a blank right now, and I'm like, I feel so bad because I've read the book so many times, and I've listened to I want to say Raymond E. Feist, but I'm like that's probably wrong. But I've read all his books too. But I'm just trying to bring up the. Okay, so it is Raymond A. Feist, yeah. Okay. It's the Rift War cycle. There's like he actually finished the entire thing off. I think there's like 40 books, something like that. And honestly, to me, it's like, oh man, like it is a series that I've honestly probably read like 4 or 5 times. And the last book just came out like maybe in the last like 10 years easily, maybe in the last 5 years. And it's just the world he brings to life to me, like I don't think I've read any other series as much as I've read this one, put it that way. And the audiobooks, I have every audiobook. I listen to them when I drive. While I'm reading the book, I'll listen to them. I'll like read a chapter, then I'll listen to the chapter before I go to bed. Just I love the immersion. I love the characters he created. Like, and I really wish they would like make a show out of it or something because there's so much material to draw from it. Like, just it's so good.
That's pretty wild because I've not heard of it. And there's 40 books in it. That's crazy. That just seems kind of wild to even think that many books. I mean,
and that's just in that saga. He has other ones that tie into the universe. They're still part of the universe where like if you read them chronologically, then there's like probably like 50, 60 books that you could read easily.
Holy shit. That's cool. Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. So that's it's medieval, like kind of fantasy or.
Yeah, it's so hard to explain. Like it's got it's like magic, it's knights, like it's traditional medieval, but then it's like time travel, different dimensions. Like it's just as you go on. It doesn't start like that. Like it starts off very like normal. Not I shouldn't say normal. Very like I guess you're like your normal trope of like fantasy style books, and then it's just like that's what gets me is because it's just so like. What it does, I'm like, I've never seen this done before, and I'm like, I've been hooked ever since.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been writing since like the 80s. I think he wrote like 3 of them in like 1 year, like 3 books in 1 year. I'm like, this dude was insane.
Yeah. That's pretty gnarly. I'm going to look into that. I don't know if I would ever at this point in my life walk down that path now because I'm still trying to get caught up to my book series that has also 40 some books in it, but little by little I feel like it's not I feel like it's really hard. Reading is so hard now for me because like I've put myself into other hobbies, so trying to find that balance can be tough for sure. But I mean I was a big reader growing up either way. So what about academically, like school wise, what were you good in school, or did you have a subject that you just kind of gravitated towards?
Well, I liked math. Math was always my favorite. I don't know why.
Fucking ending the stream.
But math for me was just like it's one of
If
those
it,
things I could see it, but I couldn't put it on paper how I did it, and I
yeah,
was getting shit for that because that's where I would lose marks. Because they're like, well, how do we know you're not just cheating? I'm like, well, I'm not. I just don't know how to articulate how I got the answer. But then I really took off into computers in high school. That's where I kind of gravitated to because they started introducing like visual basic training or visual basic coding and like really old school DOS and stuff like that. Like fun stuff that we used to mess around with. And I had a really cool teacher who like we always used to joke that he was a meth dealer on the side because his face was just all like messed up and he would go with it. Like he would joke around with it. And he was just like, he was like a stoner 70s teacher. Like he was just like that kind of guy. Like I remember like his class I missed a lot of in high school. If my kids are listening, don't miss school. If anyone kids are listening to school, stay in school. Don't miss a lot of school. School. But I missed so much of his class that he used to mess with me. And I remember one time showing up and he's like, all right, Mike, you missed yesterday's test. Here it is. Sit down and do it. And I'm like doing it. And then like partway through, I'm like, okay, I don't understand this question. I'm like, what do I do? And then he's kind of like, all right, so should I tell him, guys? And everyone kind of starts laughing. And I'm like, what? And he's like, we didn't have a test yesterday. I just want to mess with you. I'm like, what? Well, do I at least get credits for this or something? And he's like, well, I guess I'll give you something. And I'm like, okay, well, at least that's good. And like, get something out of it. But he was just like, he was cool. Like he wouldn't like get mad at you. He just kind of like mess with you.
man.
And that's kind of what I did. I went after high school. I went into college, did computer programming and e-commerce, and then did a business administration to try to do my own thing, and then joined the military.
Damn. So, so math took you down that pathway in some way. I don't math. That was the toughest one for me. I remember getting a C plus as like a junior, senior, or maybe it was a B. No, it was a B minus. It wasn't a C. It was definitely like at least a B minus of some sort. But I was so proud of that because I worked so hard for it. Because like everything else, literally every other subject, no problem. But math, couldn't do it. And I got that B minus, and I was so proud of it because I had really worked hard for it and earned it. So
that's the best part, though.
What's that?
That's what makes it worthwhile, though.
Yeah, I just wish I'd have been better at math because now looking in hindsight, like I always wanted to do chemistry and follow different science paths, and math is really heavy into that. I mean, math is like the building block of all things, everything, right? So
universal language.
Always frustrated. Yeah, that's what always frustrated me in that sense. But did you? So you were going to school. So this is East Coast. What area would that have been in Canada?
New Brunswick, down at St. John. Right, not too far from, well, I shouldn't say not too far. It's probably like an hour or so to Maine, to the border.
Okay, so not too far from that. So, is that like not far from like Nova Scotia? Is that like?
Well, you could
not really good at the providences.
You could take a ferry from St. John to Digby, Nova Scotia. Okay. But like to drive there, you have to drive up to close to where my parents live now, and then like that was probably the ferry would probably be quicker.
Okay. Do you know what a Newfie is?
Oh yeah, Newfoundlanders.
Okay, are they pretty crazy?
All East Coast, all Atlantic Canadians and Newfies are crazy.
Okay,
and everyone gets to be a prude once you start heading west of that.
That's what it is, and you get into Quebec, and
Quebecers can be pretty crazy too, though. Actually,
right.
It's the French.
It's the French. Yeah, I'm just going based off of like because my other good buddy Rad he lives in Ontario. He's only 3 hours away from me.
Center of the universe.
Yeah. He talked about Newfies and of course I watched a lot of Letterkenny, so I have I'm really good with Quebec or about knowing about Quebec. So
Ontarians think they're the everyone refers to Ontarians as the center of the universe because they think they are.
Why is that? Because of where they're kind of at, kind of thing.
Yeah, just like the capital's there, the bigger populations there.
Oh yeah, right. Toronto, et cetera.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so as far as school and everything, or just generally with like growing up, did you ever have any tough things to deal with as a kids? I know some kids get deal with bullying, or maybe some kids are the bully. I don't know, but did you have to deal with anything like that, or did you have a pretty like smooth time through like your schooling and your growing up?
Yeah, for the most part, I never really had much time or much bullying. I think there probably was times where I was a bully, I'll admit. And more so, but it was more so. I think it was more so. It was probably the start of high school. And it was more so trying to find my spot to fit in.
Yeah.
And it didn't really last long because I was like this. I don't like. I've never been that kind of person. I've always been the person who just hang out with anybody and everybody. Like you would find me one day, I'd be like having lunch with the chess club, trying to learn how to play chess, or I'd be like hanging out with the guys. I think Pokemon, the card game was like really popular, like the mid '90s. So like I'd watch that because I'd be like, what the hell is this? Like this is kind of cool. Like what are you guys doing? Or I'd be out the next day with like the volleyball team or the football team, or I just kind of was like everywhere and just kind of did. I don't know. I don't know.
Little everything.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right on. Now I always ask everybody because I always feel like this says a lot about people. But did you watch a lot of cartoons growing up?
Oh hell yeah.
Mostly? Did you have some favorites?
Oh yeah, G.I. Joe, He-Man, like back in the '90s, Transformers, the originals. Okay. Yeah. And then I watched like a lot of the live action stuff, Mr. Dress Up, Fred Penner. I don't know if you guys got those down there or not.
No idea what that even means.
It's like what would you guys Mr. Dress Up, Fred Penner, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Okay.
Oh, it's
so
stuff
similar
like that.
Okay.
Similar like that, yeah.
I was a big PBS kid, so I watched them.
Yeah.
I watched a ton of Mr. Rogers.
Like yeah.
I also watched a lot of Red Green because of PBS, to be fair, too. That's your uncle, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. He could look like him, yeah.
That's great. I loved Red Green growing up. Awesome. Well, let's talk a little bit about teenage Mike. So you're growing up. So you did kind of mention it. I wanted to ask about it. So you didn't join the military right after high school. So you did some academics and then joined. Is that correct?
Yeah. I took a year off after high school just because I was like, I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. At the time, I wanted to be a civil engineer. But then, in high school, I wanted to be a civil engineer. And then when they introduced all the computer courses, because obviously computers were starting to be a big thing, I just fell in love with that. So I was like, I'm going to take a year off and just, party and have fun. Did that. And then I met this girl who was like just finishing her pre-med. And she was moving to Nova Scotia to go do her like medical school there at Dalhousie. And she was like, oh, why don't you come with me? And I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? I'll look into computer courses there. Looked into a computer course, enrolled. Then she ended up bailing, didn't want to go. So then I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm going. Let's do it. I'm like, I already enrolled. I already found the place to live. Everything's set up. I'm gone. Let's do this. Then I ended up going, did my year and a half of there. And I ended up expediting it because I wanted to move back to New Brunswick, and then came back to New Brunswick. Then I took a business course because I was doing like websites and stuff on the side, but I didn't have the business knowledge. So then I was like, well, I want to take a business course just so I can kind of have that knowledge and not have to hire people to do it, so I could be an all-in-one kind of thing. Then I did that, and then like literally, I think within a year, I graduated college 2004 and joined the military 2006. So like I gave it like 2 years, I guess.
Dang. Okay. What branch did you go into?
Originally Army infantry.
How long did you serve?
PPCLI. 10 years. I got out 2016. Got in December of 06.
Wow.
And then did my battle school like that January of 07. And yeah, I got out like 2016 May-ish.
Wow. So you put in quite a lot of time. What kind of angled you in that direction?
I got drunk.
Oh, what? Wait, what?
I mean, honestly, like I look back and I was in such a bad. I wouldn't say I was in a bad spot then. I was just kind of like I was in a long-term relationship at the time, like 2 years. We just split, and I was living with. She had left, and then I was living with like her like best friend, and then they were in a relationship moving forward, and I was kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing here. What the fuck is going on? And I kind of went down like the one night benders for quite a few months. And then one night I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he's like, yeah, I'm going in tomorrow to sign up for the military. Like, this is what I'm doing. This is what they offer. And I was like, that's kind of cool. I was like, well, if I'm up in the morning, I'll come in with you just to, see what it's all about. And this was like just as Afghanistan was kicking off.
I was just going to say your timing of like just deciding to do that was like right when like the world was bracing for all they were in the middle of all this shit.
Oh, literally. And then, so that's what happened. I basically went in the next day, talked to this guy, and he like filled my head full of bullshit and like, you like camping? Let's fucking hunting. You like this? You like that? I'm like, yeah, sure. Let's do it. And the rest is history.
They got you. I mean, you're Canadian. Of course you like all those things. No shit.
Right. Exactly. I live in the middle of nowhere in New Brunswick. There's nothing else to do but fish, hunt, and camp.
Right. Well, fuck. Okay. So that's what's got you in. So, I never always want to get too personal on that. And, I've got a lot of vets in my family. Very proud of that. Even my stepdad as well, too. Of course, Prime as well, as you know. But so first of all, I always want to say, appreciate your service. You guys do a lot that some of us don't have the ability to do. But, what was that like for you? And you don't have to be, of course, specific. I know with a lot of those things, but like, overall positive experience for you. I know, sometimes there's ups and downs with that, and everybody takes that differently. But
uh, it's such a hard question because it's like the memories are good, the camaraderie. I miss that. I said this the other day. I put a post because I was thinking about it the other day, and I'm like, because I just started reconnecting with a lot of old Army buddies and stuff, and some old Air Force guys. And I'm just like, you go from like having like forced friends basically,
yeah,
but they're there and they have your back. And yeah, some of them might be shitheads, and you're gonna fight them. You're gonna like go down that road with them. But at the end of the day, hey, I can call so and so, and he's gonna be here in like 2 seconds, and he's gonna have my back. But then it's like, I've been out now 10 years, and it's like, I haven't felt that, because it's like almost everyone I've served with now has been posted away or has released and moved back to their hometowns or wherever. So it's like now it's like I don't really have that circle anymore.
Right.
And I'm like, man, it's so weird because that's one thing they don't prepare you for is losing those forced friends, even though like it's such a weird thing to say. You're like, they're brothers at heart, obviously, but
yeah, for
at the end of the day, like a lot of them I never probably would have met if it wasn't for the military. A lot of them I probably never would have talked to if it wasn't for the military.
Right. Do you still talk to some of them too now?
I think there's a good 4 or 5 of us that kind of we stay in touch, and like I mean, like I was like best man or at their weddings, or they were best man at my wedding, and so it's like we've had like that connection's there. Like their kids grew up like knowing me as like Uncle Mike, or my kids know them as Uncle Ben or Uncle Justin or whoever. Like it's just we're still there, and my wife still talks to two of my buddies' wives, so like we're still kind of have that, but they're so far away. They're like Ontario, New Brunswick.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that does make it tough when it's that kind of distance away.
Yeah.
No, that's
but
cool.
I mean, that's what I mean. Like there's like I miss all that stuff with the military. But I when I drive by the base sometimes and I see the bullshit they're doing, like the ruck marches and stuff, I'm like, man, I don't miss that shit at all.
Fuck that. Right.
Yeah, no.
Getting up at the ass crack of dawn, being told what to do. Yeah, fuck that.
No, not at all. Don't miss that.
Yeah, I bet. But now, so you keep talking about retirement, and I've assumed, because I know, just knowing from Prime, like officially, like with everything now through, I'm assuming through them and everything, like you're retired, right? You're done. You're doing whatever you want, or is that how that works?
Yeah, basically, they finalized it just this past May. Like it's been just
good for you.
Such a pain in the ass to go through, but
it's so weird that it's like that here. It's such a pain in the ass. I don't understand that at all. But that's a topic.
Yeah, I don't even want to go down that road.
Yeah, I know we could if you ever want to. If you want to come on here and have a conversation about that, I always open your ears on that. But yeah, it's just wild to me. Like,
we got to prove all this crap, and then it's like it goes through so many different departments, and then they brought in a whole new organization because they're so backlogged, and then this whole new organization tries to bullshit you and say, well, if you want our help, you have to use our approved providers or whatever like that. And it's like, no, go fuck yourself. According to the Canadian Health Act, I can use whoever the hell I want, and you can't override that, and you can't deny me service, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, anyway, I eventually got everything settled and everything's good. They're finalized. I'm done. I don't have to worry about anything. I'm like, it's nice. I can work on the side if I want up to like, I think $20,000 before I have to start reporting it to them.
Right.
And after that, they'll just deduct my pension or whatever. So I'm like, whatever, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing now, because YouTube for me and creating for me is such a good hobby and a way to stay social, I guess.
Yeah. And which you're very, very good at, being social in that sense. So, but no, that's great, man. When you've been saying that, I kind of had a feeling like I kind of knew, just like I said, from knowing, Prime, that in the last couple of years was able to, fully retire. And it's like I said, a lot of people in my family have served, so I love being able to see that, and you guys get to a point where you can say I can just kind of finally enjoy life, because
it's so nice just being able to have like a time with my kids too, because with my son, I miss so much of that with my son. Like when his mom was pregnant, I was gone for like, God, I was in the field, I think for 5 months helping train the next guys to go overseas. And then like, I literally had come home, I think like the week before she gave birth, just because that was the due date. But everyone was like, oh, no one's ever born on the due date. And he was born on the due date. So it's a good thing I came home. And then literally I went on parental leave. I was going to take the full 12 months because at the time she wasn't working. So I was going to do the 12 months that I was entitled to. But then I got pulled back early because the Olympics were coming to Canada. So I was getting trained, help for security for that. And then and I got pulled in because they needed guys to be gunners overseas. So then I was getting ready to go back over Afghanistan. So I was gone for almost all of his childhood. The first like 3 years of his life, really. I was like nowhere around. I was always gone. So it's nice now to be like, watch my kids grow up, I guess.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Color with them and make sure they color in the lines. So or Uncle Tone's gonna get upset.
I'll tell him that.
Well, so to kind of get into the so you're done. You get home. You said you kind of chilled for a little bit. But you started streaming. Literally, it's crazy that I didn't know. I thought you were streaming before I was, but I guess Mixer really did kind of like. Was it 2017 maybe that kind of started kind of moving along, or maybe it was early 2018. I don't remember. I just remember for me, like I was watching Prime started doing it through his Xbox. I remember when he had 40 fucking followers, and all of a sudden, like he's at 100. I'm like, damn, this is moving fast. But yeah, what was that like for you? How did you kind of make that plunge or decide to?
Well, this story I've told so many times, and it's like it's not really. I don't even know it's such an odd way to start because it was at the time my son was living with his mom in Manitoba, so it was like 12 hours away. So the way we connected was gaming. Like we'd get on the Xbox, we'd game together or something that way. Like, you know what I mean? And so then one day I was playing one of the NHL games, probably 17 or 16, depending what year.
You're shocking everybody with that revelation, I'm sure.
Right. And I'm playing, and then my son's like messaging me on the Xbox. He's like, hey, why don't you broadcast so I can watch you? I'm like, okay, cool. At this time, I didn't know what Twitch was. I barely knew what YouTube was. Like YouTube to me was like, how the fuck do I get to the next boss? Google. Oh, YouTube video. Cool. That's what YouTube was for me at the time.
Right.
Never knew what Mixer, none of that crap. But I shouldn't say crap because it's set everything off. But I didn't know what any of that was. So my son's like, oh, you should broadcast so I can watch you. I'm like, okay, cool, broadcast. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I'm broadcasting to the person who's in my party, my voice chat. That's who's watching me. So we're doing our thing, and I see at the top, it's like one viewer. I'm like, okay, well, it's my son. Cool, do my thing. Next thing you know, I see like a 2 and a 3, and I'm like, checking the party chat. I'm like, are people joining? Like, is my party private? Like, I usually keep it private when it's me and my son, because at the time he would have been, whatever, under 10. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on? And then I see like words coming up on the bottom screen. Hey, nice shot. And I'm like, I like pause the game. Like, Elijah, what the fuck? Or not. What's going on here, dude?
Right.
He's like, oh, you're broadcasting. I'm like, okay, but isn't it just you, or are these your friends? And he's like, no, you're on like Mixer. I'm like, what the hell is a Mixer? And then he's like, tells me, go to the website. And I go to the website, and he's like, yeah, now look for your gamer name. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, Steve, I'm like, what the hell is this? And then he's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. So I end it right away. And I'm like,
you were freaked out. You were so freaked out by it. You just completely.
I'm like, what the hell is this old newfangled technology? But I'm like, what the hell? So then I talked to him, and then he's like explaining it to me. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. So then I start looking into it more, and I'm like watching people, and I started watching. I don't know if you remember NKWO.
No.
Well, I started watching NKWO and Michelle 620.
Oh yeah, no Michelle. Oh yeah.
Okay, and I started watching them and Stupendous. I don't know if you remember Stupendous.
Yeah, I do a little bit. Yep, absolutely.
I started watching them, and I'm like, this is kind of cool. Like, I like what this is. The guys they're gaming, and I'm like, I like the community aspect. I like the camaraderie. I'm like, this is cool. So then I was like, okay, well, let's give it a go. So then I started just doing it straight from the Xbox, and then finally, like, I had like Alienware gaming laptop at the time, top of the line, but back before it was Dell, when it was actually Alienware.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I was like, well, can I use my computer? So I started researching more into what streaming was. And then I just went down a rabbit hole. And then, I got partnered as a Minecraft streamer, as a primarily Minecraft streamer. And now I stream Souls games. Like, it's been a journey.
Yeah, I know. And that's exactly where I was going to take it next. So did you start out as Mystic Mike?
Yeah, it was TLP _ Mystic Mike.
Okay. TLP _ Mystic Mike. Okay.
And it was the lid poppers, because that was our clan name, I guess you want to call it, for World of Tanks.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
And you got partnered on Mixer through Minecraft. Was it Minecraft partnered as well, or just through
Yeah,
Mixer?
just through Mixer, and I think through like some Minecraft server, which ended up, I didn't know, ended up being owned by one of the owners of Mixer at the time.
That's crazy. Okay.
I don't know if that's maybe what they coincided, maybe.
Yeah, because I feel like I found you, and like again through Prime, and what I recall definitely was a lot of Minecraft. But I feel like you also played. Did you still play some hockey once in a while?
When I started, it was mostly a lot of hockey, and then I went to what that zombie game came out.
DayZ or no,
not the co-op one on
7 Days.
No,
okay. I'm gonna keep naming them.
It's on Xbox. Xbox one of the Xbox studios make it.
Fuck, what is it? Yeah, there's like 75. I know what you're talking about. There's like 75 different zombie.
You can
survival games.
Make your house. You build your base, and people can join your world up to 4 players. What the hell is that game called again? Anyway, I went and I played that for a bit, but then Minecraft is what just it really took off, and it was mostly because like my son was huge into Minecraft, and so then like I got huge into it because I want to be into my son's hobbies. You know what I mean? I wanted to have that connection. And so then I got big into it, and then it's just like even now he still plays the shit out of it.
Does
like
he?
I'll jump into it once in a while with him, but it's very rare. He's more like into the soul stuff now too. But that's where it started. And then I think once I got partnered, I kind of was like, I got bored of Minecraft because it just you hit a wall in it after a while where it's like, okay, I can only do the same thing so much. And so then I started playing like shooters and Kingdom Hearts and RPGs, and started just playing what I actually enjoyed playing in the past.
Yeah, I think that's a slippery slope when you kind of like pigeonhole yourself into like a certain genre or a certain game type, and you probably already know that already now too what you're doing. But I think you've got a little bit more of leeway with what you're doing too. But Minecraft, because I love Minecraft. I know there was a stint where we were playing some Minecraft, and then I decided I needed to get a divorce, and my life got thrown in upheaval. But we were I like building. I just hated dealing with the survival aspect of that because I don't like survival games.
Never did survival. I've never beat Minecraft.
We fought the dragon one time. I remember years ago. I don't know if I ever. Maybe you don't know. Maybe I've never talked about this. I do once in a great while. I know with my buddy Matt. We were playing Minecraft, I shit you not, in alpha. Like I remember when they added pigs and it was like a big deal. So we were playing a long time ago, and I was like, man, I'm so sick of playing survival. Like everything's blowing up my shit. I just wanted, because I'm creative, so I wanted to build shit. So I just stuck with creative mode after a while and just built crazy stuff with friends and servers. But I still love Minecraft. I still think it's one of the greatest games of all time. I feel like it has been a game that was a benchmark in gaming that also made it so other games started thinking like Minecraft. Foot by foot, even air is a thing, is a generated thing in building space. But if you got really granular in that game with like my buddy did, of course he's a computer graphic designer or coder and all that stuff. Like he could do the craziest things with red switches on that game. He created like random calculators and bullshit. I'm like, like that's insane,
my favorite part, man. I just like the creativity of it in building.
Yeah. It's awesome, right? So, so you got partnered. What was? I don't even recall. Did you have to have 1,000 followers on that? How did you get partnered? What did that look like, and how fast did that happen for you?
Well, when I got partnered on Mixer, the rules changed like midway through my
grind.
They
were always changing. I felt like they were always moving that goalpost. In my personal opinion.
First, I think it was 500 followers, and then the hours weren't very much, and then you just had to be your average had to be like over 10, I think, as well, or something, for like a month or 30 days or something.
Yeah, and you had to have all your friends keep tabs open. Just kidding.
Basically, 100%. That's what everyone did.
yeah.
But then I started in April, and then I got partnered, I think, in November.
Jesus.
November or October. October or November is when I got partnered, because I really pushed like it at the end of summer, because I think what happened was I started streaming, like I said, in April, and then my son would always come visit in like June. So then the summer months, I was like kind of like we always went camping. We were gone for like months, so I didn't really. It was kind of
Yeah.
just like in the back burner. I was kind of at the time I was kind of like I don't even know if I'm going to do it when I come back. But then when he went back to his mom's for the school year, I was kind of like, man, I really have nothing to do. My wife's working, my son's not here. Like, let's just go on and do it and see what happens. And then I just kind of did a big push starting in that September, and then stuck with Minecraft because then at the time I was kind of like. And even, I mean, it stands true now. You almost have to stay in a niche for a while to build that community, to build that following. And then once you have that community, then within that community, you're kind of like, hey, I know we like this style of games. What else are you guys playing? Oh, you like that? Oh, cool. Well, maybe I'll do that one time on stream, and we'll see how that goes. And then kind of from there you go. And then that's kind of what I did. And then like I said, I just got bored of Minecraft at that point. I was just like done with it. But I was at that time when I only had my son and he was living with his mom and my wife was working. I was streaming. Like I'd get up, I'd go to the gym, and then I'd start streaming at like 10 in the morning. I'd stream until about 4 because then I'd get supper ready for her. Then once we do our thing, blah, 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 she'd go to bed at like 10 because she had to work the next day. Then I'd jump on and stream for another 2 or 3 hours. Like I was like probably doing way more than anyone should really. Like, well, for me anyway.
I mean, if you had the time, that was the thing. If you weren't, I mean, you're making that push to partner and you're able to do that. I think that's a thing about content, period. Like creating content is if you've got the time to be successful, you need to put out a lot consistently, right? And if you've got the time, you're able to do that. And that's what you should be doing.
Sure.
That's something I battle because, I just, outside of work, and though I love my job, it also is sometimes very stressful. I work later. And then it just tired. Like when you stare at a computer screen all day, like my God, like it's crazy how much more tired sometimes I feel like that makes me at the end of the day. Like I'm just like, oh God, like, and I also talk all day too. So it's a lot to try and push more content. But if you've got the ability to do that, why not? And look how fast. I mean, Christ, I didn't realize you got partnered that fast. That's pretty.
Yeah,
wild.
I pushed hard then. Because I think when it changed, because I was close for the first 500, and then it changed to like. I think it was 750 or something. But then it was like, at that time, that's when it was like, everyone was using, I can't remember that website, but where you would just go and be like, oh, here's the prize, but you have to come follow me on all my socials and follow me on my Mixer. And then at the end of the month, you'll get the draw and then you'll win whatever. Like, I think Player GG maybe it was called. Maybe I don't know. I can't remember.
Yep, Player.gg.
Is that what? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So like back then it was so easy to get. I mean, even now I guess you could probably get empty.
It's all because at the end of the day, it's all just empty followers because they follow do all you want and they're just there for the drawing. And once it's done, they're not there to support you. We found that with doing some stuff with Tater Tot Boys for a minute. When we were that. We did that a couple times. It was like, what was the point? It didn't last.
Everyone learns. You gotta learn though. That's in life in general though. That's how you learn.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. And I feel like there's a lot of things about Mixer in a moment I do want to, of course, talk about too. But to kind of stick it still specific with you, like, what was the biggest stream you ever had? It was like one of the charity things. I know some of those you guys do. Like, were you one of us was one of the groups you were with? I think, right, or something like that.
iMixer. I think was with Henley.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the big one. Yeah, that was. We won't go down that road. The biggest stream I ever had, it would have been on Mixer, I think, when I got like a front page feature. And it was literally, I think, within a week or two that I got partnered. And it was around Christmas time. And it was like, I think the next version of Minecraft had just popped too. So, and I think Channel 1 had come through, or one of those channels. I can't remember. I think it was Channel 1 that did the random.
Yeah.
It came through. And I think I had like, at one point, I'd say like over 1,500 people. And I think after they had left, I think it stayed just around 9 to 1,000 ish. But I find that's like, honestly, like, I don't want big streams like that. And I know everyone says that, but I just don't have the brain capacity to deal with that, I guess. Like I like having like a nice tight community where like I can be like, hey, like Pirate, how's that? I don't know. I don't want to say, I don't know if he's talked about it on stream or not, but how's that blah, blah, blah you've been doing? Or hey, Myth, how's Zelda going? Like how's your playthrough of Ghosts of Yotai? I'm probably saying that wrong. Going, or like, I like having that tightness. You know what I mean? And then when you start getting too many, then it's just, you see those big streamers where you just see the chat going, and I'm like, there's no way you're remembering me. You might only remember
It's
your
tough,
core
right?
10,
Gotta be.
but like, oh man.
Yeah, I feel like man, I'm trying to think too, like, because I remember there was a couple of charity streams that Prime would do and you would do, who pass off to you and some of those stuff. Those would be some crazy streams
Oh
watching you do that. And the chat would just like,
god.
even like following people like at one point on Mixer, like Runaway Lobster, for instance,
Oh
like
yeah, yeah. I
she
forgot.
was, yeah, she still streams. She still does really well. I think she does
Mhm.
TikTok now. She does really well for herself. I just don't, I'm not a TikTok person. I don't even
Yeah, me
have the
neither.
app down. I don't even touch it. So
Same.
another topic I could go down a rabbit hole with, but
Yeah.
yeah, but good for her, whatever. So she's getting like partnered with Logitech or doing all this crazy shit
Oh,
now.
nice.
But I've seen like even on TikTok streams her gaming, like it's crazy to see that. Sometimes those just the chats rolling like that when you're watching some of those live game streamers. Even now, I mean, I don't watch game streaming like I used to. I feel like there's a
Yeah.
conversation about since the pandemic and then the downfall of Mixer and then people not integrating well outside of Mixer and yada yada
Yep.
yada. But nobody watches game streams like that anymore. I feel like as often. I think or at least I don't have the time to watch that kind of content now. It's different types of content. But um, what do you? So I guess in streaming in general, or maybe even just Mixer itself, like what was some of the biggest issues maybe that Mixer had, and probably this what ended up what came to its downfall either too. I will say I think Mixer had some good stuff behind the scene. They did some stuff there, like compared to Twitch, their user interface was much
Oh
sharper. I
yeah.
personally think. Like
The
I know that
FTL.
the FTL was great, and
Yeah.
that's actually what I think why Microsoft had no problem shutting it down because they wanted that deconstructed. It got the tech and have used it for Game Pass and things of that nature as
Mhm.
well too. But again, that's probably a whole other can of worm topic I could go on to. But
Yep.
um, I just remember like we're in the middle of the pandemic that summer of 2020 and they were trying to do like the embers, everybody trying to make money and everybody's trying to make partner. We started B&B at that point. But
Yeah.
did you kind of see this coming with Mixer, or was that a surprise to you just like it was everybody else as well?
Well, it was a surprise how quick it happened. I was actually in the process of already moving over to Twitch at the time because I
Okay.
know there was a few of us, like Captain Robert had started mostly doing a lot of
Yeah,
his D&D content on Twitch.
one of the few people I still follow on Twitch from the old Mixer days, by the way. I love his
I'm
content.
still sub to him.
Yeah.
I've been sub to him since
Yeah.
Mixer, never dropped a sub. Yeah, I know he was starting to do a lot more on Twitch. Moss had moved over to Twitch. Stupendous was starting to move over. And I found, especially being in the partner Discord, like it became very clicky, and like
Mm-hmm.
unless you were like really good friends or really in with one of the partner managers, which there wasn't many of them, you got nothing. You got like you were kind of left in the dark, and then they became just like it got to the point where they literally had to shut down the general chat in the Mixer partner Discord because people were being so fucking childish to each other, I
Oh,
guess is the best
gotcha.
way to say it. So they had to shut it
Toxic. Yeah.
down. Yeah. Like it was so bad. And like just you could see the writing was on the wall that it was especially and then all the stupid deals they were doing with like Ninja and Shroud. Like what a waste of fucking money.
Yeah.
Like you should have invested that into the platform
Yeah.
instead of giving away money with
I remember that
the
being
embers
talk.
and all that crap. Like, come on.
Yeah, and then they brought him over, and then they ended up shutting it down because, correct me if I'm wrong, if I recall, but the reason they ended up shut it down is there was some pretty serious allegations somewhere about,
Cabby.
yeah, like what would can you refresh anybody on that? Because I don't remember exactly, but there was some serious allegations that end up happening, and instead of like actually like addressing it,
Addressing it. Yeah.
they just sold it to Facebook. Said we're done. We
Yeah,
got our
basically.
FTL. We got our tech.
Well, they didn't even sell really to face. I guess they just sold the Mixer website to Facebook, really, and then the our contracts, really partners contracts. I don't know how that worked,
Yeah,
really. I'm still considered a partner on Facebook.
I was
Still
just
get
gonna ask that.
emails, and I'm
That's
like, why? I'm like, you guys keep saying like if you don't stream within 90 days, I'm like, I haven't streamed on Facebook in like 3 years, maybe. Like,
yeah.
drop me. I don't even log into that account anymore. Like, I'm like, I don't even care anymore. Let someone hack it and take it over, and they can be in charge of it. Actually, I
Yeah.
probably should go into it. Actually, make sure there's no personal info. But
I thought they shut that all down though.
Facebook gaming is coming to an end. That's the last email I just got recently saying that they're closing down Facebook gaming. I think in either the end of this month or the end of next month.
It's funny, interesting.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of allegations of like just sexual assault and all that. You know, the stuff you hear about TwitchCon all the time. But they just kind of, they just kind of swept it under the rug. It was literally like when all that came out. Yeah, it was just like, by the way, tomorrow we're done. Haha.
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere, and we were like, "What the fuck?" So then I remember, well, I'll get to that in a minute. That was a whole mess that summer too. I mean, you're in the middle of a pandemic. You're trying to figure, all that shit. I remember like going from Streamlabs OBS and then moving over to regular OBS, and that was a whole mess too. Like,
oh yeah, slobs. And then what was the other one?
Yeah, I knew you're gonna say that too.
Split.
What was
Split?
Yeah,
Something. I have a lifetime freaking membership or whatever for that one. I'm like, I don't ever use it.
is Slobs any better nowadays?
I haven't touched slobs in a long time. I just use OBS with ADM, HEM or whatever, so I can do the vertical streaming too.
Yeah, that's I know a dude does that often with when he game streams, he does a lot to like TikTok or like to YouTube Shorts and does like that vertical because you can have that palette or whatever it's called, canvas or whatever.
Yeah, it actually it does good on the short side for gaming because you show up in just the regular shorts feed. So if you're just scrolling shorts, you might come across an actual live gamer.
Yeah, yeah. I just don't ever see the long term out of a lot of that stuff, right? Like, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
For the shorts is good to get subscribers. That's where like you get a lot of subscribers from. But the long form for me is where I think the connection is easier to make.
Okay.
Although I do find like when I do, because YouTube's coming out with they've already announced it now, so I can talk about it. But they're coming out with a new feature where it's like you're gonna have when you go into your live stream settings or whatever, and you make your stream, then there'll be another drop down menu that says like, do you want to have this output as vertical and horizontal or just horizontal? And then you pick vertical, horizontal, then it'll pop up two different screens on your window. And one will be the vertical, and one will be the horizontal. And then each window has its own stream key, so then you can stream to so you're gonna do separate layouts if you want.
Really?
But then it combines your chat and it combines your views and it combines your watch hours for that video. And when it's done, it delists the vertical one for you. It like just basically gets rid of it. It's gone. And then all the stats from it just gets put on the main video or the main stream basically. Okay. But it's kind of neat because it's something they just like. I baited it back in I think the 1st of October maybe or end of September. And I honestly liked it so much that I have such a hard time going back to stream now because I'm like, I like the way it was done because it's such a pain in the ass to do it through a plugin in OBS and try to set up the chat so they're synced and showing up on screen. This was all done for me. I'm like, this is great. This is perfect.
So it's all done right through YouTube itself?
Yeah, it's all done in YouTube. The only thing you have to do is you still need the plugin, obviously, but just to send that vertical stream because then that way you can send. Yeah, you'll send your vertical and you'll send your horizontal, so you can have your two separate canvases if you want.
That's gnarly.
But it's really nice. And now they have that collab feature I was talking to you about earlier where they're going to combine chats. So like me and you could be it's kind of like multi-streaming on
we've been talking about that stuff because
whatever it was called on Mixer when you could
co-streaming. Yeah, which was also really a great feature that Mixer did because I'll never forget like doing like 3 or 4 of us playing Halo split screen and just having it was so fun, so good stuff. But that's the thing is Mixer had like some really good stuff, and then you went to Twitch and it was like, okay, I love Twitch's background controls. It's like TV stuff, all these things you can do, but there was just literally like not a lot of like. It wasn't streamlined. It just didn't look as good too. Mm-hmm. But I'll move into that more in a second. The last thing I do kind of want to talk about Mixer, and I don't recall if this was something you did through Mixer, if it was something more on the side, but you used to do a conversational piece back in the day. Was that, if I remember, was it Behind the BS, or am I saying that right or wrong?
No, that's right. Behind the BS, behind the broadcasting software.
That's what it was. Yeah. How many episodes did you do of that?
Oh man,
you remember?
I could tell you. I think it's close to 100. I want to say.
Okay, because that was the first time I remember. At one point, you were like, "Hey, you should let's do one of these. I want to get you on and have a conversation." That was one of the first times we were trying to get together and do something like this as well.
But yeah, I enjoyed that. The downfall for me for that was that I started doing it just before my daughter was born. So when I started it, I had all the goddamn time in the world. Like I was doing an interview a night. Like I would literally like Monday for Friday. I wouldn't do anything on the weekends, but like I would have someone on at like 7:00 at night. We would talk for like, or in the afternoon if they couldn't do the whatever. I'd have someone on for like an hour or two. We chat, do our thing. Then I would edit it that day or that night or the next morning, blah, 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 do my thing. And then I would post it. And then the next day I would repeat, do the same thing. And it was just over and over and over and over. And then 79 episodes, I guess is what it says here.
Okay.
But then, yeah, so then when my daughter was born, obviously, I mean, a newborn child in the house, you're tired, you're busy. And then it just, things were going. And then at that time, my son had got diagnosed with diabetes, and then he ended up moving in with us as well. And then it just, I couldn't maintain that. And I did. I literally, because I started the podcast in March. No, in February, because she was born in March. So I started at the end of February, and I still did almost every day. And then sometimes I would do 2 or 3 days so I could prep in case I was gone. And then I went like religiously up until I went to E3, because then we went to E3 in June. And when I came back from E3, it just kind of like, I couldn't get that routine again. I couldn't get that rhythm, and I lost it. And then it just kind of slowed down. It was like once a week, once a month. And then it just fell apart.
Was that 2019 June?
Yeah, the last E3.
Yeah, RIP. Last real. Yeah.
Oh, that was the very last one. Remember?
Was it the very last one? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they got canceled. COVID. I was supposed to go to the next one, and then we got refunded and everything. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I always wanted to go too. I actually kind of could have through GameStop too. Could have get a discount price, but you could have
went just through Mixer, even just said your content creator. They just give them away for free.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true. So, okay. So we get through Mixer. We talk a little bit about the downfall, how it happened in the middle of COVID out of nowhere. Everybody's like standing around with their fucking hands going like this. And of course, like with us, we're like, well, we're just going to go to Twitch because it seems like the easiest next step. Like, right. It's similar. Yeah. Now you're going from, if I correctly remember, and you might know this, you may not, I don't know, but Mixer was like it was less than 1 million. It was like 500,000 streamers or something like that. It was like whatever it was. And then all of a sudden you're moving into a platform that had 11 million different, people doing content, or right. So it's like, Jesus, like what's the old adage? The small guppy in a big pond or whatever, small fish, big pond, or whatever it is. But, so a lot of us had to go to Twitch or find that as new home, or Twitch, and, deal with all that too. But you didn't stay long on Twitch. How did that work out? Remind me, because you might have been doing multi-streaming to Twitch and Facebook, and then, like you said, you ended up on Facebook, and then somehow YouTube. How did that path all kind of like play out?
Well, I stayed on Twitch for a little bit, only because I like I said, I kind of started to see the writing on the wall, so I started to move over to Twitch more. And I think at the time I was multi-streaming at Twitch and Mixer, but more so I was focusing on Twitch. And then when Facebook offered us the partnerships and all that, I was like, well, you know what? I mean, I tried to go through Twitch because like a lot of Mixer partners were getting honored, and then I didn't. So I was like, well, I'll try the Facebook path and just see, it's new. Maybe, it'll have that hype, see how that goes. But and I could, as much as I tried, I just could never, like the interface is just garbage to watch. I couldn't watch. I don't think I watched anyone on there. And I just, in my mind, I'm like, if I don't want to watch anything on here, what the fuck am I streaming on here? Like, what's the point? Like, if I don't even want to watch myself on here, why am I going to want? Why do I want? Anyways, but then I basically did that, tried it just because, I have the partnership. Let's see, I need to have some kind of income coming in, like even if it's a little bit, to help with my hobby here.
Yeah.
And so then I did that. And then we did the Try North Studios thing. We tried to just combine and like make just a community channel for us where Moss could stream, I could stream. And we tried that for a while, but then it was kind of hard too, because then it's like we kind of stream different games, but we stream at the same time. So then it's like, oh, this is kind of hard to do. How do we do this? And then then we tried doing like, okay, well, you do the YouTube channel tonight, and I'll do the Facebook channel, and then one of us will do the Twitch channels, and then we would do that. But then it got to be the same thing where it's just kind of like, it's hard to juggle that. And so then eventually I was like, I'm going to go back to doing just on my channel. That way I can kind of,
I remember when you kind of went back
more
to
children.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of figure out a schedule that worked for me and my wife as well, because obviously she needs help around the house with the kids, and that's my job as a dad. I got to be there. And so then I started going back to doing my own thing. And then I tried all three platforms, like the ones I wanted anyway, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. And I did like a month on one, a month on one, a month on another. And then I tried multi-streaming on all three. And then I just kind of kept looking at the numbers to see where the numbers were better for me, where I actually was seeing organic growth, I guess. And YouTube just always kept coming out on top. Like it just, I don't know, for me, it just connected more in the community. I don't know, the community was just awesome on YouTube. Like it's not as toxic as Twitch, I guess. Not that all of Twitch is toxic, but it's just, I find it's easier on Twitch.
Yeah, I feel like I know Seven Dungeons, if he's still out there, he probably would agree with you too. I think they've can say, and I feel like us too. Like Twitch has been harder to grow on. Of course, we're not as consistent as we were at one point either. We've changed our content or whatever too. But YouTube's just definitely a big focus for me. I would love to get partnered on YouTube or get something monetized, but it is so hard on YouTube to get there. The nice thing about Twitch again is when you're now, we're affiliated, so we can get some revenue, which is great. But at the same time, like it's a harder hill to climb. But I do like a lot of everything YouTube. So
and YouTube has come out with so many good features in the back end. Like since I've got partnered, like I get invited to like a lot of I was gonna say betas, a lot of betas, and like there's so many cool like live streaming features that they have in the pipeline coming.
Good,
I can't say anything about, which I wish I could. But man, like the future looks good. Like I'm like really happy.
That makes me feel good because one of the things again that I really love about Twitch, and I really wish, it's crazy to me that YouTube doesn't have it, and I'm not going to try and pull it out of you, but they need to get a clip situation like Twitch, because I still have to go to Twitch for my streams to pull down pieces, make clips, and do stuff like that. And if YouTube's got something like that, it's either I don't understand it or I haven't found it, or it's not user friendly enough for me to use it. Whereas Twitch as it is, because Twitch like literally like it's like having the background producing of a TV show. It's pretty wild. I love a lot of the options. Now some of that you can probably get lost in the sauce, right? But that's the big thing I want from YouTube is the ease to make clips right there from my content. So fingers crossed.
I'm gonna show you because you can.
Oh no.
Maybe it's a Canadian app only thing. I don't know. Hold on, I can hear myself.
Because I have YouTube Studio.
If you go, don't do YouTube Studio. Go to your app, like YouTube. Bring up your stream, and you should have at the bottom under banter and babble, like close the chat. It'll say like your thumbs up, thumbs down, share, report, and then clip.
Okay, well, son of a bitch bastard.
If you click that, when you doing it live, it's a little different. You can do up to a minute, but then you can also. I can hear myself talking. Volume down. There we go. But once the stream is say processing up and it's like just a video, you can go through, you can adjust it, you can change, like if you want to move your camera, you can basically have it edit it so you can have say like for my gaming streams, I have my camera down in the bottom right. I can edit it so I can move my camera to the top and then the gameplay at the bottom, or vice versa, whatever. Like you can edit it around that way, add stickers, stuff like that, and then make it into a short.
Okay.
But again, like I said, I don't know if that's just it's in the Canadian app, because I know there's some things the Americans get that we don't too. But it even in the web browser though, you'll see it'll say thumbs down, thumbs whatever, share, and then the clip button.
Okay. Maybe I'm just missing that, or I do see the clip, I guess, too, but I never really played it. It's so fucking stupid. Okay, well, I'm gonna circle back with you off online on that, because I feel like I'm still gonna miss something on that as well too. So, but yeah, Myth does. I want to bring this up. So he says Twitch is really difficult to grow beyond a certain point. I've found YouTube is slower growth, but bottom line, you will still grow if you're consistent and determined. I think that's hitting the nail on the head there too. And Seven Dungeons agrees there. So, but I guess maybe I'm just thinking more of, I don't know what I'm thinking. I guess I know that clearly I didn't know that I could do it that easily. What I do now though is I still go to, because can you pull down your whole videos as well too on YouTube, I'm assuming?
Like download them?
Yeah.
You can download them. Usually you have to wait a day for them to process, and then I think it downloads at 1280 or something like that, 1080.
Because like that's another thing too tonight about the Twitch is like, if there's a lot of things I want to plug together or do this instead of clip, I can just pull the whole thing down. on Twitch. But that's getting really granular. I don't even put out enough content to really even honestly probably complain about this shit. But I'm glad to hear that you're saying that YouTube's got more stuff coming, because that is personally for me, that is my focus when it comes to a platform that I want to see, my brand grow on and things of that nature too. So,
I just want to add to what Myth said.
Yeah.
The other really good thing about YouTube, I find personally over Twitch, is after I'm done streaming, my stream is still earning money. That video still earns money. And most times I earn more money on the after the stream. Basically, more people watch the video after than they do live most times.
Yeah, I find that too.
Twitch, you don't get that. You know what I mean? Like, no one's going to Twitch to watch a VOD. They're going to YouTube to watch a VOD. That's why you see all the big Twitch streamers doing it, because they know that too. Whereas now for me, I don't have to upload anything or multi-stream. It's all right there. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm glad that Twitch isn't a bitch about that anymore, because I multi-stream to both now at the same. Because for a while as affiliate, you had to wait 24 hours to upload. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, don't.
So dumb.
Yeah, so dumb. But yeah, okay. No, that's
not like they're not losing any anyway.
No, I mean, honestly, they're not. No, like it's silly. So, but you mentioned the collab thing, because I've been talking about 7 Dungeons with that too. So we started doing some content together called Dungeon Banter. And we of course use EVMux or whatever that too. And we noticed that it's possible, I think, through EVMux to connect both of our YouTubes on that. But now there's also the collab feature. What exactly does that look like? Does it literally stream the same content to both channels now then?
No, people will still have to, if they want to watch you, they'll have to go watch your stream. But what it'll do is in the title, it'll say like whatever your title is, and then it'll say and then it'll show like say my channel name or 7 name, and then they can actually click on it, and from there it'll give them a option to subscribe to them as well. And then it also combines the chat, so whatever your chatters are saying will go into like 7's chat and vice versa.
Holy shit.
So he can basically read the chat along with you. So if someone's watching your angle, say you're playing like Battlefield or something, they want to watch you driving the tank and not him running around in a circle, they can go back and forth. You know what I mean?
God damn, that's fucking awesome. And then to do that collab, do you have to set up an event to stream to that event to do that? Because I know with like EVMux, like I can just hit it and go. Like same with you or OBS. But to do a collab, is that something you got to do? Prior to going live?
I haven't done it live yet. I usually just done it with my shorts with Moss.
Okay, so do it after.
He does my music, but I believe it's when you set it up, there'll be an option that says collab.
Okay.
And then you just have to pick the person. I'm just trying to go through right now to see if I can.
Cool.
I was to set one up, but it'll be an option that says collaborations, and then you search the person's name, their channel name, and then it usually gives a link, and then you share the link to them, and then they click the link, and then they have to basically say yes, I want to, or no, I don't.
That's neat.
Yeah.
I honestly, I just added that as a thought process as we're talking here, because like we had talked about it and noticed that, and then you brought it up. I'm like, shit, that's something I'm kind of curious about, because I could probably literally Google some of this shit, but I mean, I'd rather hear it from the horse's mouth that has no beard. So here we are, right? So, So any have you seen any, as far as YouTube? I mean, it sounds like it's been pretty good to you. I know it's been good. I've watched you, especially when you first got on Threads, and you were growing with people really fast and connecting with people and stuff like that. But any challenges that you've had with, like your status or anything that you feel like has been a challenge with YouTube?
I mean, I think it's the same as anyone will say, is just getting it into the algorithm.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've reached a point now where, like I was talking to Moss about this the other day, where I just want to play what I want to play and do what I want to do and put it out there. And if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Because I feel like I have a nice little tight-knit community now, like with Myth, Pirate, Benji, Benjamin. I mean, I could go on and on, like yourself.
Yeah. I was going to say, when I pop in or you're able to catch live and stuff like that, these are the people I hear you say, and I see them and stuff like that. And by the way, sometimes on your replays, I get caught thinking it's alive, and I'll sit there and talk and realize, fuck. This looks like a dummy.
Hey, no worries. But
no, that's good. That's good.
But yeah, like I don't know. It's just because the algorithm's going to do what the algorithm's going to do. Like, you never know. Like, I mean, I put out my channel right now. I've basically unlisted any video that's nothing to do with Souls, except for like 2 videos that have like ridiculous views. That I think it's like Boulder's Gate and one other one. And then the other day I was like, oh, I'm just gonna put out a Battlefield clip because I'm like, this is what I've been doing the last few days or last few weeks because it's just overtaken my life, and I just want to like share with my like the viewers and then like the community, like, hey, this is what I'm doing. And now it has like 10,000 views, and I'm like, how the fuck does this video that has nothing to do with the content on my channel have 10,000 views?
Fucking
I'm like,
random. Yeah.
why? I'm like, whatever. I don't. I'm like, that's YouTube. Don't even care anymore.
If you want to hit those algorithms, is the hashtags really the big piece of that?
I think so. Like, especially like you want to have your 3 in your description.
Yep.
And then it's good to have one in your title, but I usually delete them after like 24 hours because then after that I'm like,
looks like shit.
It looks ugly. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't handle it. So
That's
have your
big thing too is change. Go if you. I find too. What I'll do is I'll change my titles in my shorts and stuff, and even some of my videos after like maybe after a week, if I notice like it's kind of stalling, I'll go back and go, okay, what else did I do in this video? What else did I do in this short? What else can I take from this and turn it around that might catch someone's eye differently? And then I do that. And sometimes the thumbnail will change as well. Just it's little things like that.
That's a good idea. I really didn't mean to bring you on here to literally be like the purveyor of like pro tips, but they're just flowing out of you like just kind of natural in that sense. That's some good food for thought, honestly. And when it comes to hashtags, then I suppose I should at least ask, like, is it okay to have 8 of them, 9 of them? Does it matter? Is it the more the merrier? What does that look like? Is it ideal to only have a certain amount? Do you know if that's even a thing?
Well, I mean, they say in your description like 3 is ideal. Okay. YouTube itself says like they don't matter at all, but
okay.
I click on hashtags all the time. And
I was gonna say, I add like 8 of them when I in post, when I do this stuff, and
I mostly put them in the tag section, but I also make sure not just to use like short tags, like use like long-winded tags, like something like, so it's like for souls. Sometimes I'll be like, how do you get the blah 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 sword? Because if I got that sword in that game, that way someone might be looking that up and go, oh cool, and then they'll go to it. Or like, I don't know, what's the history behind this, or like, or something that you might Google about that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's so you don't want just like a little tiny, like, I don't know, just Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 2 live play, Dark Souls 2 live play, blah, blah, blah. Because then that's so saturated. You want something that will show up in Google because we know YouTube feeds it to Google.
And that's kind of how I think. Like I do, like, like if it's a conversation like this, I might hashtag YouTube tips or hashtag, I always do like banter and babble, hashtag let's set the tone, hashtag this and the other. And I try to FYP this. I try to. Whatever it is, like I said, it's usually
how to eat sushi on camera.
Yeah. I'll probably I'll put hashtag sushi boys or something on here. Let's
mukbang sushi.
yeah. There you go. Yeah, there you go. No, I know there's some guys. Yeah, right. I know there's a lot of folks out here that do some of the YouTube content, so I'm sure they appreciate hearing some of that too. But so I appreciate you, sharing that because you've been through all walks of it. I mean, honestly, like compared to a lot of people I know, I mean, you've come through Mixer, Twitch, Facebook, and now you're settled on YouTube. So,
yeah, I'm happy.
If anything, yeah, it's great.
I know they say don't put all your eggs in one basket, but I don't care. Like, I feel, I mean, I'm also in a place where I can do that, I guess, because I'm
because you're fucking retired.
I got my pension. I'm like, I'm good. So I
have
that safety.
Yeah, fuck it.
But it's.
Love it. Yeah, great mind out there, Wenzilla. You're darn right. Mike's got a great mind there. And Tricky says his algorithms is AI remix rap songs now. You got to be careful. And you got to be careful. I don't want to talk about AI, but I love you, Trick. It's good to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I'm surprised. I'm sure the boys are playing soccer somewhere. You're on the travels or something. Hopefully, the fam's doing well. So
I say that's the only thing I miss about TikTok is Tricky's videos.
I love when he's posting soccer. Every time he posts a video, I'm trying to watch and like, yeah, I know it's good stuff. Good stuff. So you recently rebranded. I know we've talked a little bit about the rebranding that you do. Now you went from Mike the Bearded for We Know Why, but to BonfireBrew, and this is clearly something that's very Souls orientated here. So talk a little bit about that. So I mean, it seems like you found a new niche when you found and maybe a rejuvenized love for gaming, because I remember when you first started playing these Souls games. I can't play them because I have like 4 thumbs when I play them. I'm awful and have no patience. But I even feel like I remember early on for you, like it's definitely a frustration thing. But you always take things, I think, a little bit more at ease and stride than a lot of us. But what has been For sure, hands down. But what is that journey through these games, discovering them and bringing you to a new brand been like?
Oh man, when I switched to Souls, like, I mean, at the time I was playing like everything. I was just finishing Rebirth because Rebirth had just come out.
I still need to finish it.
Oh,
I'm 2 chapters, man. 2 or 3 chapters.
thanks, guys, for coming out. It was a good time.
There's yours. Yep. I deserve it. There's yours.
But I was like just finishing Rebirth, and then I was like, I don't know what else to play right now. And then the Elden Ring DLC was coming out, and I was like, I never finished Elden Ring, and I never really played a Souls game. I tried Dark Souls 1 way back in the day. I think when the remaster came out, and I like broke like a controller fighting like the very first boss, and I was like, fuck this game. These aren't my games. Screw this. Like done.
Yeah,
like
that's how I take it.
Kid in the house too. So it's like my tolerance levels were already way up here. So like adding this game in where it's like, what do you mean I'm just gonna keep dying?
Oh yeah, fuck.
And so then I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing it. But then I bought Elden Ring when Elden Ring got announced and came out. But I didn't know Elden Ring was a Souls game. I thought it wasn't just an RPG.
Oh shit.
And so then so I got to that very first boss, got dominated, and then I like uninstalled the game and never touched it again. I was like, I'm fuck this shit. And then I was like playing Rebirth or whatever to fast forward, I guess, to then or rewind, whatever. And then they announced the Elden Ring DLC, and then everyone was like, well, you should just give it another try. And my son was grinding it because he loves those games, and I was watching him play, and I'm like, well,
shit, you can't have Junior beating your ass at these. Yeah.
Well, exactly. So, and then I'm also like, it doesn't look too bad. Maybe if I just take the time or whatever. So then I started playing it, Elden Ring, on stream there, and I beat it. Like, I had a great time. Moved on to Dark Souls 1 because everyone's like, well, you got to play them all now. I'm like, okay. Then 2, then 3. Went back to Elden Ring. Then I played Bloodborne. And then now I've just been kind of jumping back and forth between them all because it's just, I love the lore that's in the world, which is what brought me to my name change, is because I shaved my beard, and I was kind of like, for a while, I was like, because I shaved my beard in March, and I didn't change my name until like end of May, I want to say, middle of May maybe. And so that whole time I was like, I don't know what to do here. Like, I was talking to my wife, I'm like, I can't go by Mike the Bearded anymore because it's just, well, I don't have a beard. I mean, I could buy one. I contemplated that. I contemplated getting a fake beard made that looked like mine and wearing it. Just to keep the brand, so I wouldn't have to go through all that, because I literally just paid for like new emotes, new everything.
Yeah, we all know how that's not fun, cheap stuff. Yeah, we know, right?
So then I was like, maybe I'll just do that. And then she was like, well, that's just kind of weird. I'm like, yeah, it'd be kind of dumb. And then I started doing those little shorts that I do now, Sips by the Fire. I think at the time though, it was Morning Tea with Me. I just kind of like started doing these little lore bits where I was like, because I started watching a lot of lore YouTube videos, and then I would like kind of sit down and I would kind of write my own little, I guess like fanfic, but based on the lore.
Yeah,
as much to the lore.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how else to explain what I'm doing right now, but
sure. So
I started doing that, and then I was like, I kind of like this. I'm drinking a tea in the morning, like sitting by my little propane fire pit, so like by the bonfire, and do my thing. And then I started throwing names around with my wife, and it was like BonfireBrew, and I honestly don't even remember the other ones. They obviously didn't stick well enough. And then that's the one that she kind of liked too. She's like, it's really good. She's like, for brandability, it's good too. Maybe you get a line down of a brand of coffee down the road, like Jacksepticeye, hey Jack, if you're listening. But I don't know, it's just that's where I went, because then it's like, for me too, it also invited the whole where I wanted to go with my community is I'm very open about mental health and my mental health, and just like how important it is, especially for men, because like that is like one of the number one causes of suicide is men, and it's mental health. Anyway, so that's something I kind of wanted to incorporate it as well. Like, and so a lot of my little shorts I do have some sort of tie into a mental health issue type thing. For a while I was doing it so it was a lot more predominant, but then I found it wasn't clicking as much. I think maybe most people aren't comfortable with that straightforwardness, which I can understand.
Sometimes. Yeah, I know.
I was the same way. So now it's like more nuanced now. You'd have to kind of like dig into it a little bit more. And so then that's where I was like, BonfireBrew is good, because then it's like, I want to invite everyone in by the bonfire, grab your favorite drink, grab whatever you want, and we'll share our story together. Like, I don't know. That's where Bonfire came from. It's just that's the one that seemed to click the most for me.
Yeah.
For what I wanted, what I was inspiring to do, I guess.
Yeah, and like I said, every time you do that, you just kind of like evolve yourself, and you've done that pretty well. And I feel like, every time you rebrand, it's almost like a different version of yourself, but it's also like this, it's a growing thing, So that's why it's Digivolve is the perfect. Now you're War Greymon or something, but no, that's great. Yeah, I definitely love the logo too. I think the logo looks awesome.
I love it.
You can look at it and see clearly, what it's intending to be. But as somebody who's got a shield in the logo and then see the sword, I'm like, oh man, like, I mean, I wish definitely like trying to bring our logos together was a little bit trickier, and it is what it is for something like this. But it's kind of neat to kind of see that as well too, because fantasy is kind of also like introduce itself back into my life again and kind of taking more of the driver's seat like it did 20 some years ago for me. So, I don't play the Souls games, but I love that they're that kind of fantasy, and they've got a little sci-fi, I think, in some sense too. But I know I tried playing Bloodborne, beat the first boss after a week, and said, okay, I'm never touching these games again. But I do want to ask actually about the Souls games and these, the From Software games. What's your favorite of all of them?
I mean, I'm biased, and I know a lot of like the Souls elitists won't agree, but I like Elden Ring, but just because it was the first one that I actually finished and played, and just the world, the openness of it, the lore within it, just
a lot of awesome. Yeah,
it.
I know George R. R. Martin right had a hand in some of this.
I don't care about that though.
I know that. I trust me. I am definitely not. After the ending of the live action Game of Thrones, I don't have a lot of good things to say about that fool. But it at least has like some well thought out lore. Yeah. There's definitely some better to have somebody like that than
well, from what I read is I don't know if this is true or if it was like maybe lost in translation or whatever when they asked the actual creator of Souls and all that. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, but he said something along the line of like George R. R. Martin basically he created this huge fantasy world and did all this stuff and came up with all this lore, and he's like we basically just destroyed it because it was too pristine. He's like, it wasn't dark enough for us. So he said we basically, Miyazaki, he's like, we basically took what he wrote and just Dark Souls-ified it and like basically made it to what it was. Like, so it's like the inspiration's there, but again, I don't know if it was something that was lost in translation or it was just like a joke maybe too that got lost in translation.
Either way.
But yeah, that's that. I would say that's my favorite and I think it helped me too because Souls games in general for me, I find, and I say this on stream sometimes when I play them, it helps me mirror my struggle with mental health because it's a game, and I guess you could say this with any game, but it's a game predominantly where you're gonna die, you're gonna fail, right? And there's no like cheat code, there's no like easy mode. It's like the only way to overcome that obstacle is to get good, essentially, or basically to adapt and overcome, which is the same thing in life with mental health. Like you can keep throwing something at the wall. If it's not sticking, it's not sticking. So you have to try something new, different techniques, different tools in your drawer to regulate or whatever. And I found like, and I told my shrink this so many times. Because even she had noticed like a change in the way I was coming into therapy. And I'm like, I honestly think Dark Souls and the Souls genre helped me see that like there's more than one way. Like there's not a set way. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, 110%, man. That's existential as fuck, and I'm always here for that. Trust me. So I appreciate your thought process on that, because as soon as you started talking about that, I was like, holy shit. Now that kind of it started connecting some dots with me as well too, because like now you're saying like you think this was part of where you've gotten to your pathway, and you were talking early on when we started about how you've worked through some things and things are a little bit better, and it all just shit, man. It all just kind of lines up, and that's great, and it's cool to hear that too. But like, I mean, at the same time, like that's as real as it gets, and that's That's awesome. So no, I appreciate that. I do want to point out real quick out here. I mentioned one of my other good buddies is taking care of his beard this week, and that would be Wentzilla out there. He's the one that shaved his beard and that we were giving a lot of shit to
It is life
last
changing.
week.
100%.
Yeah, he's been
100%.
getting razzed pretty hard about it. Hey, Famine, how's it going, my friend? Yes, sir. Good to see you. So it sounds like, and I'm guessing, wife seems pretty supportive of your endeavors when it comes to this sort of stuff too. And I'm assuming she probably, what you just explained, understands and sees that too, because you're talking about like talking to her about different like branding and logo and stuff like that, and she's kind of involved at least in that
Yep.
sense. That's good. That's good to have that support. I feel like.
Oh
For
yeah.
sure.
100%. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's
Awesome.
been all along the way. She's come to like E3 with me. She's gone to the
No shit.
the only PAX she didn't come to was PAX West, just because I think school was starting and she couldn't
Gotcha.
come. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, she's come to every convention, and Minecon she didn't come because it was just me and my son. But yeah, she's always been there right from the start, helped me with anything branding, scheduling. I usually always run anything by her, like scripts. I'll be like, "What do you think of this?" or "What do you think of that?" or
Damn.
"Should I change this? Should I change that?" And even like she knows nothing about the games I play, but she helps the best she can.
That's cool. I mean that's important, and I'm fortunate in the same. With the stuff I do, like Britt's really supportive, and I can bounce things off her as well too. And that honestly,
awesome.
for me, it is because it takes care of some of the guilt you have from taking time away from the people in your life to know that they support your hobbies, and if you can include them as well too, it just makes it feel that less of a guilt, because that's
Yeah.
something I ran into for many years doing content. I am definitely trying to. I know I want to be cognitive of time for you as well here. So I'm going to try and start, kind of driving it home here just for some short stuff here, and then I'm going to run you through the gauntlet. So as far as Tri North, are you guys? I don't see a lot of content as much from you all. Are you still? Is that changed or different, or are you still? I know at one time there was game working or any of that stuff going on.
I think there's still stuff going on in the background. Like we still game together, me, Moss, and Judd. Like we were literally just playing Battlefield last night,
Right on.
and the night before, and the night before, and the day. Like, so we still talk. And I know Josh is still doing something. I don't want to say much because I don't know. I know he shares a bit on Blue Sky, but I know for the most part, I don't think he's shared a lot of it. So I don't want to say much about what he's doing right now. And I know Moss is still doing his thing. Like Moss does like most of all the music for me for my shorts because, I mean, Moss does good music.
Oh, awesome. That's great. That's great. I'll be honest. I use a lot of my buddy Ant House, so I've got somebody I can lean into. But that's cool that he supports you like that too. Awesome. Which is one of the nice things I feel like about content creation. It's a duality for me, and I want to see if you probably agree, and I'm sure you will. But if you don't, then we got to leave. But one of the best things about streaming is also one of the bad things about streaming is the relationships and the friends I've made over the time, you being somebody that I watched early on and got to be good friends with. One of my all-time favorite streamers, Defects. He doesn't stream anymore, but I'm friends with him in social media. I keep up with him. He always had a very tight-knit community of people that were really supportive of each other. Things of that nature. Ren Fox, Ant House, like I kind of said. One of my closest buddies now, El Blanco, I met through a way of other people. Blanco, as you see him in my fucking Discord all day, he's basically like a mini version of me. So there's a lot of great and I know I'm not listening enough for all of them, but a lot of those relationships. But I feel like one of the problems that I've also mentioned as I've gotten into other different communities in content creation is that the gaming community of streamers is way tougher to not have a lot of villains in, whereas like the toy community and different things like that and hobby communities, everybody's like very loving and very no gatekeeping, wants to help everybody sort of thing. But I feel like there's also at the same time, when you've made some great connections in content streaming, and or at least the game streaming, and maybe it's me, maybe it's more, but there's also a lot of fucking like people that you just don't talk to anymore, or there's these falling out, or it gets ugly. It's very drama is the best word I can come up with that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, would you kind of agree with that too?
Oh yeah. I've always said like streaming can be almost like high school sometimes.
It's crazy,
like,
right?
Because you have those people that are like, I'm saying that they're mature they have a plan, they have a goal, but they're also not like shutting everyone out around them kind of thing. Like they're kind of like willing to bring people up with them. And they see the bigger picture, I guess is what I'm going to. They see the bigger picture that like if we all grow together, everyone eats better.
Yeah.
But then like in high school, you get the people that look like the cheerleader clique or then the jocks or whatever. Like, and it's the same in streaming. Like I said, you've seen it in the Mixer partner Discord. It was fucking, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
No, yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, with the different stream teams and different stuff, I mean, shit, you know, the Tater Tot Boy thing exploded in our lap. That was something that I was super passionate about and put, you know, and that's a whole other tale for another day as well too. But there's still two sides to that for the most part. I think there's been some reconciliation in some areas, but there's still some of us that do not talk to each other, and some of us live in the same city. So it's it's a lot. You know, you got to be careful, and it's a lot of personality navigation. But it's also at the same time, I think people need to be self-aware of themselves. And I think
100%.
that's one of the biggest problems with that. But, you know, fortunately I was able to meet people like you and have this long friendship. And, you know, even if we don't always get a chance to chat and, you know, game or whatever it is, we still, you know, try to keep in contact and, you know, enjoy each other's content or whatever. So, which brings me to a random, question that I ask everybody, as Brittany has been the reason I get into these, but what is your zodiac sign?
Taurus. I'm a bull. Stubbornest motherfucker.
Fucking knew it.
Why is that?
So, because as a Sagittarius, I get along great with Aries and Sagittarius and fire signs, and then typically butted right up next to Aries is what?
Taurus.
I get along with Tauruses, and I get along so well. My boss is a Taurus. Numerous of my close friends are Tauruses, and it's just like, it's another, like, just like fire signs is like peas in a pod. I think it's because as a Sagittarius, or as at least a me, like I also have Taurus tendencies, which is my stubbornness and my short temper or whatever it might be. Or if you get me to that level, I'm going to bring the horns down, as I always say. So I knew, I had a feeling, I was pretty sure you were a Taurus or something, or at least maybe even a fire sign. So that fucking tracks. That's hilarious. I love that. She got me into this shit. I find it entertaining as hell. So I roll with it. But I do want to ask, you know, it's something that we talk a lot about on this channel, but I know we were going a lot into content creation because that's where a lot of our similarities, or, you know, I guess our backgrounds and knowing each other came from. But music, I think you listen to a variety of music. What are some of, like, you know, if you want to name 2 or 3 bands that are either some of your favorites or current favorites, or what kind of music overall maybe you like?
Oh man, right now, I mean, I literally, I'm the type of person, I get up and I'll be like, what's my mood right now? And then I find what I want to listen
to. That's fair.
And right now, like I just use YouTube Music, so I have my liked playlist. So I just, whatever I'm into, I hit like, and that's what I listen to until I'm done. So right now I'm listening to my most recently added likes, which is like in the last like 4 days here, is Violence by Westphal. No, I don't know who that is, but it's like WE $TPHAL. And I know the song, to me, just like, I just woke up. Let me just see if I gotta hear it. I just woke up. I can't rap, but it's like I woke up today and I chose Violence, but it's like got such a good beat to it. Oh, hey, hear the sirens. I just woke up today, chose Violence. It's like got a nice tone like that. Like, and then I'm listening to like Howlin' Jackson, Georgia Phantom, Slow Burn Kush. I got into a big grind of this 420 playlist that's just like,
damn, yeah, you're saying stuff I don't even know.
Playlist, man, where you just sit back and it's like, it's just, they don't even have lyrics. Like, I don't know if the guy just makes it up on the spot. But then I got like AJR, Nefix, Wizard and Drama, Paper Kings.
So you're still throwing stuff at me. I have no idea. So that's crazy. So yeah, you're
Chris Webby, Gani. I'm probably saying that wrong. Dispatch.
What kind is this? Is this like rap or hip hop or?
It's everything, man. Rap, hip hop, remixes. Like I literally just, like I said, it's you could literally get into my car and like a country song will come on, and then the next minute like a techno will come on, and then fucking
I get that.
Taylor Swift will come on.
All right,
I have
fair
3
enough.
girls, so
yeah, I get it. No, we got no hate here for her. So, throw me if you get some time, throw me some of that stuff. I'm always looking to explore music, so that's always it's always important. So awesome. Well, because like I said, music gets brought up constantly here, so it would be I had to at least bring it up with
You
you.
can tell
Just
a
kind
lot
of
about a person by their
I
music.
exactly. And Trick, I think all of my Let's Set the Tones, he was one of the ones I can think there was one or two of them that really got deep into music. Him and me really, because then after we recorded, we got we still continue to talk about music. But you're right on that. I think
Yeah.
that's a big thing about it. So it says a lot about people. Um, all right, so now it's time. I'm going to bring you home just through a few of the gauntlet questions here for Let's Set the
Yeah.
Tone. So, I know you've talked pretty passionately about an entire book series, but do you have a favorite book you've ever read?
I'd have to say it's probably like the first one. Oh God, no, man, there's so many. That's a hard question, Tone.
I didn't know you
I
read
thought
as much as you did, so that's awesome. That this is a
yeah.
hard question.
Like I thought, like, oh, it's easy, but then I'm like, wait, no, that one's really good.
Yeah.
But I really liked. It'd have to be one of the books in the series, the Rift War Cycle. It'd either be Silverthorn or Magician Master. One of the two. Like Magician Master was the first one I read in the series, which was the second book, and then Silverthorn is just. It's just the story is so well done. I don't know, just the journey they take to get. I don't know. It's just one that I love.
Hey, all I needed to hear was Journey in that one. That's what's important as well too. There's my baby boy right there, El Blanco. Tell a lot about a person by the way they eat the hot dog. See, I told you, he's like the mini me. He's right. He's absolutely right. What's a controversial hot take that you have that you will die on that hill no matter what? Like, it doesn't matter if everybody disagrees with you. You're like, this is how I feel about it. This is my stance on it. Give me anything.
Well, for me, I wasn't a fan of the Last of Us series. Like, not the show. The show I don't mind, but the game itself,
Really?
I could not. I don't know if it was me and my son were literally talking about this yesterday. I don't know if it's just because I was so burnt out from like The Walking Dead and The Walking this and The Walking that, and then when I got down to play that, I was like, oh my fucking god, it's another zombie game. And I know it's not a zombie game, but in my mind, that's all I could get. All I was going through, and I was like, I can't do this. I'm done. So I've never really sat down and gave it a full. I never played the second one. The first one I played almost the majority of it, but I just couldn't finish it. But that's more of a take of I guess ignorance because I haven't finised it.
God, I love that series.
We'll die on it.
Did you go through Uncharted's? Did you like those?
I played the Uncharted. I didn't mind them. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of one and the same, I guess. I mean, I literally love those too, but they're pretty much very similar, clearly in gameplay. So, but yeah, the zombie burnout, I've gone through that too, so I can see that. What is your favorite cereal? And follow up: do you still eat cereal as an adult?
Oh yeah, I eat cereal all the time. I mean, I have toddlers.
Yeah.
My favorite cereal, I'd say old school would probably be like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but like newer, I'd say Reese's Peanut Butter, God, like the Reese's Peanut Butter balls or whatever they are, man.
I feel like not enough people say that.
Yeah,
not enough people say that.
We get those, and I'm like,
yeah, man.
Tell the kids like, oh, there's none left.
Yeah, that's like popcorn for me, like something like that. Like, and I treat cereal like popcorn sometimes. Like, I just dry eat it because I love it so much. Because it's a great snack, great snack, especially at night if you need a snack. Like, I love ice cream like anybody else. Not as much as some people that lives with me, but for me, a late night snack is great when it's cereal as well too. But and you can't beat CT Crunch. Like, literally, it doesn't have to be your favorite cereal. You just have to recognize that it's one of the greatest cereals of all time. Period, in my opinion. So
it is. Yeah, you get that nice cinnamon toast water.
Oh God, yes. Come on.
And then the other one, you get peanut butter chocolate milk after.
Yeah. How can you go wrong? So keeping all you've learned, would you rather live forever or rewind time once?
I'd rather live forever.
Who wants to live forever?
This guy. I mean, why would I want to rewind? Everything that's happened in my life, even if it's been shitty, has shaped who I am and the choices I make in the future. So if I was to go back and change something, who's to know if me changing that one thing doesn't change something else that I like? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel it, but there's people that look at that differently. Like, sometimes it's like, hey, do I go back and change some cataclysmic thing that could have made something different or better? I guess I don't know. Like, I feel like it's a very ambiguous question.
It's so hard because it's so because you might change something for the better for like, I mean, like I hear people say, "Oh, go back, kill Hitler before he was born," but like, yeah, that'd be really good, obviously, 100%. But there was stuff that came out of the war, like the medical achievements we've made. Like none of that would come. Like certain things wouldn't have come from it. You know what I mean? So it's like if you change one thing, it's the butterfly effect. We've all seen the movie.
Yep. Yeah, we've all seen Ashton Kutcher, right? Yeah.
Right. First one, fuck this up, and then whatever the other ones were.
Yeah, no, there's only one. Only one. All right, last one here for you. So, last day on Earth. The asteroids coming to Earth. Unfortunately, Ben Affleck was not able to separate it into pieces. Neither did Bruce Willis. Armageddon's coming tomorrow. If you could choose 5 meal items, 2 drinks, what would those be?
Well, I mean, sushi for sure is one meal item.
Has to be, yes.
Turkey.
Okay.
I need a good turkey.
Yeah, you're a big turkey guy.
Oh yeah. Mint chocolate chip ice cream.
God damn it, that's sick. I'm gonna cut the stream.
Some peanut butter cups.
Okay.
But the big thick cup ones, not the little.
What they used to be.
I need something to eat. I need something
to eat. Right.
Just 2 bites.
Right.
And then that's 4. One more item. Oh, I'd want one of my dad's like meat pies, like a wild game meat pie.
Oh God, that sounds good.
And then drinks. Oh man, I don't know. I'm not really. Mountain Dew and maybe a good tequila. That's 2.
Oh shit! Okay. Okay. You don't drink too often these days, though, do you?
I honestly just recently started drinking wine before bed now. A friend of ours brought over like a thing of sangria or something.
Oh, hell yeah.
Maybe sangria. I don't know. And I'm like, this is good. I'm like, and it also amplifies my medication before bed. So I'm like, perfect. So I can get to sleep quicker now.
There you go. Yeah.
Other than that, I haven't really drank since before the girls were born, like 2019.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome. Well, hey, you got some great answers there. I love it. I appreciate going through all this conversation, all these questions, something we've kind of been wanting to do for years, though.
Yes,
kind of role reversed in some way as well, I suppose. We definitely got to play some D&D again at some point. We got to hook up with 7 Dungeons. I'm always pimping him out to everybody to get people to play and have him DM some stuff, but we'll have to figure out some one shots again sometime and do live streams again. But hey, I appreciate you going through this. I think you're probably a little bit less busy than you were a few years ago too. I know with the kids and everything, but it seems like you're getting a more balance. You're retired, which is great too. So, it definitely can tell you, like, normally I try to dig up dirt on people. It's very tricky when I don't know anybody around you. So I didn't get any gotcha moments, on you necessarily, but,
I'm pretty open book anyway.
You are a pretty open book, so it's all good either way. But, I just want to say, when I initially started video game streaming, I never thought I was going to get into that. That was all Prime that pushed me in that direction.
Yeah.
You were certainly somebody that not only did I watch, but I also looked up to initially because of your personality, your gaming, how you just interacted with your community even back then as well too. I loved watching. I loved your vibe. Clearly, clearly now that I know you're a Taurus, it makes complete sense as well. But over time, I'm fortunate enough to get to know you. Become a friend as well. I just appreciate your kindness, your support, good conversations. You've always been one of the early first hard supporters of any of the content I've done, especially banter and babble. So I super appreciate that, man. Even we've gotten to clown and game once in a while. We should probably pick that up someday. I just don't really game much these days, I'll be honest.
Are you playing Battlefield at all?
You said no. I probably don't have time. I want to, and I knew I was going to ask a can of worms by bringing that up, but when you said that, I was like, damn it! I know there's some people playing out there. It looks good.
That's so good.
I know. Who knows? But no, I appreciate you. I love seeing you thrive, doing well, and if anybody can take bad situations and turn them into something positive and do what you've done, I mean, you're definitely the roadmap for that. So, again, I'm glad we're able to finally do this. Maybe you come back for some topical content and let's set the tone or something sometime, eh?
Hey, anytime, man. You
Okay.
hit me up. I'm always available.
All right, that would be great. And I know there's a few folks I want to get some stuff on, maybe some different roundtables and topical discussions. So I got it now that I've got some more time. Hopefully, on my plate here, we can talk about that too. And if you ever get down to mini painting or anything, or even if you want to color some night, where I do a World According to Tone stream while I'm painting, you can always jump in here and just chit chat and shoot the shit with me too. So everybody's
Hell yeah.
open to that.
I
But
usually have something open lurking while you're
I
going.
appreciate it. I know you. I know you do. I appreciate it. But hey, it would behoove me to not do this, but why don't you kind of promo yourself here to everybody and kind of give everybody where they can find you?
I mostly post everything just on YouTube here. BonfireBrew. You can go to BonfireBrew. I don't know if I post if it'll hide it or not, but bonfirebrew.ca will just bring you right to my YouTube channel.
Perfect.
Quick and easy. And then I usually post everything there. Even like I post a little bit on Blue Sky, but I find the whole social media scene for me, I'm just kind of I'm worn out on
that
it.
stuff too. Yeah, I know. When you got to interact like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, everything's on YouTube. I do my shorts. I do my posts on there, or sometimes in Discord. Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. No, that's definitely good. And I'll have all that stuff in here too. It sounds like I'll be able to collab maybe then too. Is that something that we can do after?
Yeah. You should be able to after.
Cool.
We'll go over it after. I'll walk you through. Yeah.
Cool. Right on. Well, hey, I guess, the usual, make sure to check Seven Dungeons every Monday, 7 p.m. for live streaming of a good D&D goodness. He's spinning yarn over there. Some crazy shit's been going on right now. They're at that part. We've had some character stuff happen. It's really, really wild. It's really good content. The players right now are in some disarray over what happened last week. So I can't wait for this Monday. It's really good stuff. Make sure to catch in and tune up for them. We will have a dungeon banter this coming week. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Wednesday. So I'll get some stuff out on social media over by the end of the weekend with Seven Dungeon on that one. We're going to talk about our favorite fantasy book that we read, or author. So it's my topic. That's what I chose. Talk about our favorite fantasy author. So me, Jay, and Drassen will go through that hopefully on Wednesday. And then of course, Half-Ass Beer Review is working on the 450 North Corn Maze video. Keep an eye out for that. He's been really busy, but he's going to start getting some content out when he is able. And then as always with B&B, keep an eye out now. Dude has got some more time on his plate, so he's streaming Ghosts of Yote. Probably going to do some Battlefield 6, I would imagine, at some point too. I know he's playing that. So he's going to get some content out there. He's got some more time on his hands to get some streams out there as well. And for me, if you're not doing anything later tonight, I'm going to be streaming again. I'm just going to doing a World According to Tone. I'm going to be painting. Hopefully Wentzilla, I know he mentioned he might be able to pop in as well too and kind of chit chat as well too. So if you're just got nothing going on, you're welcome to pop in and hang out with me while I do that and just talking to the void as always. But lastly, World Makers Consortium last night. Make sure to check out. That will also be in the description. We had a great time last night doing the first round of the Timbo Southshore Mall Shootout. It's a wordy one, but I built this great framework for a D6 duel between these characters. Lots of great lore. Had a great time. That was a lot of fun. Gets a little zany as always with those folks, but that was a blast. So make sure to check that out and tune in for them as well too. And always make sure to check out Grown Ass Men Toys as well on YouTube and their channels. They're putting out a lot of content. Congratulations, Bearded Builds, for being a new member of them. You can catch them Sundays. Fox has got stuff on Tuesdays now. Thursdays is Collector's Corner. It's Real Chill stream as well too, and some various other content. So I'll have them in there too. So now, as always, after promoting everybody, I'm out of breath, but that's great because I appreciate all the support everybody gets. Thank you once again to you, Mike. I appreciate you. This has been a blast to be able to do this and sit down and do this. I appreciate all these years and finally coming to ahead and doing this and have this conversation. So I hope you have a good second Thanksgiving as well.
I can't wait.
So very, very jealous. I could go for a turkey leg right now myself. But everybody, thank you so much. You were able to pop in here. We appreciate your time, the comments for sure, and folks that have just subscribed as well. Appreciate you. Please make sure to leave a comment, share all the fun stuff that we always look forward to growth. So I hope you all have an awesome rest of your Saturday, awesome weekend. And like I said, if you're not doing anything later, check me back on here if we're doing some painting and just hanging out. See you soon.
Later.